I don't know. What? Yeah.
Why, hello there.
Whoa.
This does feel very European.
Doesn't it? It's just like some fruit, some bread, roasted gar. It's like weirdly French and also
Yep.
Italian.
And also a cappuccino in my case.
Mmm. True.
Oh, before I go, one, I should get some water. Two, I should throw a yerba mate in the fridge for the drive. So I'll be
Yeah.
right. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, good. We heard from Dan. That's important. What's on the agenda for today?
Sorcerer's dial.
We are, in fact, on S.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
They just released more subclasses in Unearthed Arcana. I think
Oh my God.
I feel like we have to do those. Like that has to be a separate stream.
If we do one, man.
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking that is obviously a nice easy option
Yeah.
for once we're done with all these.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello. What's
Mhm.
interesting is sorcerers inferior to warlocks, who are the best ones. I see.
And yes, there is D&D stream today, Mads.
There's no better time for D&D stream. So
Yeah, when I'm
What's-
dead tired on like 4 hours sleep.
it's program.
Huh.
What's incredible is Sorcerer has a subclass that's called Giant Soul in Unearthed Arcana, but it's not part of the latest Unearthed Arcana, which is all about giant stuff.
So did you guys get half of this done or something?
What?
No, we didn't get any of it done, don't worry.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. We couldn't get anywhere because Wikidot didn't exist.
Oh, then I was right to go back to sleep. Yes.
Yes, eventually. Although we did sit
Good.
here for like an hour.
Success. And there was nothing lost.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
I was
God.
really grumpy that day too.
I was really sleepy.
Lol.
Let's see, opening up. Sorcerer. Yes. Those pesky Russians haven't gotten to it yet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we are not doing all these today.
No, there are 17 of them.
Yeah.
There's 17 of them, and I feel like sorcerers have the weirdest, jankiest subclasses.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. There's a little problem where some of them are updated. Some of them are like, yeah, we should give sorcerers their own spell list per subclass, and then the old ones
Yeah,
are like,
how do
no,
we handle
sorry.
that?
Yep. But it actually makes it easier.
The ones with less spells simply get less power
Yeah.
before they're low in a rank. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we weigh that, and we can weigh having no spells versus having a shitty spell list when we
Yeah.
get there, versus having a good spell list. Yeah.
I feel like this spinach pesto has developed and become better.
If there's some damage spells,
Mm.
and also like even for sorcerer, even if all the spells they get are already on the sorcerer spell list, that's a boon because like
Yeah.
they don't get very many choices. It'll let them pick more
Sorcerers don't
utility
even
options.
get like enough spells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have a small selection and they don't get enough. So
If they get
any
any
spells is great.
any spells is good. If they get any good spells, it's great.
Like if you get like if let's say fireballs on the sorcerer spell list, that's just you get to choose one more spell from your other spells. That's perfect.
Yep.
And if you get something that's a good spell that's not normally available to sorcerers, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sorcerers are like
If you
this
get-
weird. They're like they almost feel like weird in comparison because like they're meant to be like they're able to like modify and make magic more flexible, and in some cases it's true, but in a lot of cases like the fact that wizards just get utility anyway is just kind of like
Yeah.
wizards are blasters. Wizards are also utility casters. What is a sorcerer then?
It's because meta magic should be used more, but they don't. The meta magic is so limited.
Yeah,
You
they don't
get very many
give you a
choices.
lot. Like you can only have like 2 to begin with, and then like
which is
the
not
sorcery
enough
points,
choices.
Yeah, and then the sorcery points you get are actually pretty limited too. 'Cause a lot of them.
Oh,
eat
and I
more than
really
one point.
I really dislike when subclasses make their things cost sorcery points. Because I'm like, all right, I guess I will never use meta magic. Why can't they just be
replaces
free?
meta magic. I mean,
Why can't
if it
you
asks you
just
to,
make?
right, if it asks you to
Yeah.
use sorcerer points, it has to be better than using meta magic.
Yeah, and even if it was better, that's kind of reduces the interest of that class.
Yeah. All you need is Blade of Disaster. I mean, I guess so. I won't deny I like Blade of Disaster. It's a really fun spell.
I seem to recall a lot of Blades of Disaster being dispelled last session, but I could be wrong.
I think it was only 2.
Mm-hmm.
Only one, I think.
I think it was only 1, yeah, but 1 is a lot.
Hey, two invulnerables were dispelled.
That's true. It's the vulnerabilities that were dispelled. I will say, man, it feels really bad to lose concentration on a 9th level spell, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It feels bad to have it happen 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, poor Monica. Poor Monica.
I very much like I practically told them not to cast it the second time. But they
I didn't get that memo. I don't know what you said to say that, but it went over my head as well, Dan.
Gotcha. I think I very explicit. I think I didn't give anything. I was like, maybe you shouldn't. I think I said that.
I didn't. I don't remember. Be more obvious. No, it's fine. It's fine because Monica now has the most powerful artifact in the multiverse. Better make up.
If they were named Asmodeus, it would be even more powerful.
Fuck. Is there like documentations for official name change in that desk?
No. I don't think the name is actually the thing.
That would be such a good loophole, though.
It would be great. Instantly kill archfiends with it and bullshit like that. Archdevils.
All right. Well, I finished my breakfast, so I'm ready whenever.
Same. You had your dinner, Dan?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
All right.
What is it? Is it
how do we start?
Wait, what the?
Oh, bona fides.
Wait,
Josh?
hold on. It's capturing the wrong display. Give me a second.
Well, while Josh fixes this, how many
What the?
how many sorcerers have y'all played?
Actually, several, at least 3.
I have played. I think I've played 1. No, maybe. Well, 1.5. I DM'd a sorcerer. Or like I had a PC or a what is it? An NPC that was a sorcerer.
Did you now? I had no idea.
Okay, I had 2.
Lol.
No, I was willing to counter. She counts.
Lol.
The great primary antagonist.
but I've played a lot of random sorcerer multiclasses, surprisingly, even though it's not like that innately a multiclass thing. I just enjoy
it doesn't feel very multi-classable, but that may
I
just
like
be
it.
my preconceptions.
The reason I like it is because a level 1 dip into Tides of Chaos from the wild magic sorcerer lets you get free advantage.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. And then in most cases, I would say you're probably going with the rule that you're just activating the surges on your own and not asking for DM input.
DM bullshit, yeah. In that case, if it was DM bullshit, you'd still get the 1 advantage, and then wait there awkwardly and annoyed until you get another one.
Yeah, it's like distinctly what's it called? Sorry, I haven't had my coffee this morning.
You should have asked Steven to make you some.
I'm drinking some gamer energy. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay, good.
Anyway, you want to just get into it?
Yeah. I just want to mention that I think I've played minimum 2. I think I may have played the 3rd one that I can't remember.
Wait, which one is you played?
I played your funny whatever it's called. your custom subclass in the last campaign.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you played that one.
Technically a sorcerer, but there's a little bit of an asterisk on that. And
Sorcerer TM.
I've played Shadow Sorcerer, and I feel like I've played Dragon Sorcerer at some point. Cannot
Draconic
recall
one.
when. Definitely built
That feels
them.
like, you know what? I remember when. It was when you killed Dan.
That was a sorcerer, wasn't it?
It was when you killed Dan in the first like opening
Yes, it
scene
was.
of a one shot.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
The first turn of the first combat.
I don't think I
And the
technically.
campaign started on the combat.
I played a genie sort. No. That was Genie Warlock. It was Genie Warlock. I feel like I don't think I killed you there, Dan. I'm pretty sure the imps did.
No, not imps. They were mephits.
They were mephits, yeah. They just all exploded and you fucking ate shit and died. to be fair, this was also a case of me not reading the stat block closely before this encounter, and then being like, "Oh no!"
Oh yeah.
Frantically looks up death rules. Oh no!
Oh my god.
You two argued over it for a while while I was just like cracking up.
Yeah. yes. I was
This was
very.
in person too.
I was very adamant that couldn't be how it worked, and you gave Dan a merciful dex saving throw to avoid it, which Dan flubbed.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
And then I played that character's twin because you're not gonna see
You actually make a new character entirely. Yeah, that was so funny. Okay. Aberrant mind, an alien influence has wrapped its tendrils around your mind, giving you
God, we have to
psionic
start with
power.
a weird fucking one.
This is
They're
from
all
Tasha's.
Weird. Is this from Tasha's? Yeah, it's from Tasha's. Okay. So this is like eldritch psionic powers. Okay, cool. There's a table of aberrant origins. That's pretty neat. And then psionic spells. Hentai sorcerer. No. Evil. But you're right.
No.
You get all the hentai spells. You get Arms of Hadar, Hunger of Hadar, Everard's Black Tentacles.
Are you trying to shame the good name of
Milky
hentai right now, Josh?
Tentacles.
What good name?
Okay, so starting at first level, you will learn additional spells. You appreciate any ones that aren't fantasy genetics based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
You get a lot of
that's fair.
spells.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is one of the newest ones.
Yeah, but it's not just one per level. It's two or even three.
Well, they give three. Isn't Mindsliver pretty good? Let's see, enchantment cantrip, drive a disorienting spike, intelligence save or 1d6 psychic damage, and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. Whoa!
Oh.
Seems pretty good.
Wait. Oh wow.
Okay.
Wait, so the average sorcerer knows 15 spells. This one knows 26.
Yeah, Mindsliver is also a cantrip,
Yeah.
so that's why you get 3 at first level. But
I guess so.
It's
25.
It looks like a pretty
Plus
solid
an extra
cantrip.
25 spells plus an extra cantrip. That's still ridiculous.
I feel like you would appreciate the extra cantrip as a sorcerer, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Okay,
sorcerers get a lot of cantrips, but more is always great.
Each of these
God,
spells counts
good
as a
luck,
sorcerer
Mads.
spell for you. It does not count against the number of sorcerer spells you know. Have fun at the gym. Whenever you gain a sorcerer level, you can replace one spell you gain from this feature with another spell of the same level. The new spell must be a divination or an enchantment spell from the sorcerer, warlock, or wizard spell list. Okay,
Wizard.
wait, that sounds really good. Actually, wait, what?
You gotta look at the
We have to. Oh, this fucks. This
They've
sucks.
really maximally made this to be painful for
This
us, huh?
sucks ass.
No, there's websites that let you
Spells
sort
by
spell.
school.
Yeah, and you could have it display both divination and enchantment at the same time on D&D Beyond, I believe.
Oh, D&D Beyond. Where's D&D Beyond? D&D Beyond.
Spells?
Let me check. Advanced filters. Oh boy.
My caffeine is not kicked in. I'm gonna make you guys do this if that's all right.
Enchantment and divination. Perfect.
And
then I have to
warlock
do-
and wizard.
Yeah, I have
And
to
Let's
make
see,
sorcerer.
Advanced filters. Where is it? Spell school. Divination
It's
and
funny.
enchantment.
And then I have to just
You have to limit
and then
like
you click
class
the
as
three.
well.
You click them at the top. Sorcerer, warlock, wizard, and what was the other one?
Those are the 3.
Sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Yeah.
Okay. And I assume it's only going to let you replace spells up to 5th level because, yeah. So we only have to
'cause
look
these
at
are
the same
these are,
level.
yeah.
ones
So we only
buffing
really
these
have to look at
features, so
the
only 5th
spells
level or
level
lower.
5.
So let's see.
Or you can actually replace a cantrip too, because you can replace Mind Sliver.
True, but you would take True Strike, Friends, or Encode Thoughts. What the fuck is Encode Thoughts?
Okay, you wouldn't replace
Who
any
cares?
cantrips then. Never mind.
Yeah. Let's see. The spells you could have access to are Charm Person, Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic, Hex, Hideous Laughter, lol. Identify Silvery Barbs. I think this one was supposed to be good. Sleep. Sleep is good. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. It's 2 sources. That's why. One's in the SRD, one's in the not
might wanna-
SRD, and
you
they
might
count
wanna-
as separate spells.
You might want to look at don't include sorcerers. So you can see spells that are actually spells you wouldn't normally be able to get.
I guess that's true. Let's
Well,
see.
sleep sorcerers don't normally get Hex. They don't normally get Comprehend Language, Detect Magic. They don't normally get.
Why is D&D
Wow.
Beyond so
No.
slow?
They might get those. It might just be on the sorcerer and the wizard list. Unless you have a way of discluding
Oh, yeah,
sorcerer
you're right.
spells, right?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
There's no easy way to do this as far as I know in terms of filtration.
Crown of Madness,
Dang.
Detect Thoughts, Enthrall, Gift of Gab, Hold Person, Jim's Glowing Coin.
You have to click it, please.
It's not.
It's gonna not let you. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's gonna tell me what source book it's from. Locate
'Cause D&D
object,
Beyond is a
Mind
tease.
Spike, See Invisibility, Suggestion, Tasha's Mind Whip, Catnap, Clairvoyance, Enemies Abound, lol. Fast Friends, Incite Greed. What? Okay. Tongues, Arcane Eye, Charm Monster, Confusion, Locate Creature, Rowlithim, Psychic Lance, Contact Other Plane, Dominate. I think this one Sorcerer is good. Contact Other Plane, Dominate Person, Geesh, Hold Monster. It's a pretty good spell. Legend Lore, Modify Memory, Rarities, Telepathic Bond, Scrying, Synaptic Static, and Telepathic Bond.
There's 2 telepathic bonds for the exact same reason.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The site let you filter good, but it was nuked. Yeah, that tracks. I'm not gonna lie. I thought these spells would be better. I forgot that enchantment spells a lot of the time just kind of are bad.
Yeah.
And the only thing worse than enchantment spells is divination spells. So I'm very glad. I think this means we can mostly just look at the spells they give you and mostly go off that, with the caveat that you might get a little bit more
You
flexibility.
might
if
get a
you
little
so
more that we're
choose.
not noticing right now.
Yeah, I mean none of
This
these
is really
spells
hard.
really stand out to me as like being like worth taking over anything else. So
They might be. It just does. It won't. Like it might be worth taking Hold Monster for instance. It just won't dramatically shift them in the power.
Oh, you
ranking.
also get Telepathic Bond and Telekinesis by default at 9th level. Telekinesis is pretty good, isn't it?
It's
funny, at
decent.
least.
It's save or suck, but I believe it guarantees crits because I think it paralyzes. I forget.
Interesting.
Or unless that's Hold Monster. No,
Okay.
no. It just restrains, doesn't it?
I mean, to be fair, wouldn't it's useful for other things than
Please.
fighting people.
Listen,
Anyway.
all right, one thing
Please
we know
hold.
sorcerers don't get is Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and this would let them get it. So
Wow, Tasha's
S
Hideous
tier.
Laughter.
S tier.
I love that
Big.
spell. This was actually.
Huge.
How the fuck do sorcerers?
Okay.
Are you sure they don't get it? In, like,
I found some
cautious?
interesting ones.
Oh, okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I found an interesting list. I think they may have been given suggestion from Tasha's, but suggestion certainly wasn't on their list. And Tasha's Hideous Laughter was not on the list. Enemies Abound, Charm / Hold Monsters were not on the list. Dominate Person, yes. Modify Memory and Synaptic Static are. Synaptic Static's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's
Um,
half decent.
So there's some more right ones.
So
there.
the actual
was-
spells that
apparently
you get from
lesser
the class. What?
Oh no, never mind. Here, this is some other stuff. Yeah, don't worry.
So the actual spells you get from the class are Arms of Hadar, Dissonant Whispers, Mind Sliver, Calm Emotions, Detect Thoughts, Hunger of Hadar, Sending, Ever's Black Tentacles, Summon Aberration. Oh my God, Rarity's Telepathic Bond, and Telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
I mean, it's not like it's I will say this is one of the more interesting spell lists. Like it feels like a warlock spell list.
Yeah,
There are so many tentacles in this spell list.
and there's a lot of
They give you
mind
every
stuff
tentacle
going on
spell.
here. If you want to really fuck around with a whole bunch of these niche like brain spells, like sure, why not? Summon Aberration. I have no idea what it can summon, and I don't think we should look into that.
All right. Telepathic speech. Starting at first level, you can form a telepathic connection between your mind and the mind of another. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You and the chosen creature can speak telepathically with each other while the two of you are within a number of miles of each other equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1 mile. This is a weird one. That's a weird way to scale that.
Yeah, I like it.
To understand each other, you must speak mentally in a language the other knows. The telepathic connection lasts for a number of minutes equal to your sorcerer level. It ends early if you are incapacitated or die, or if you use this ability to form a connection with a different creature. This is a very
Wait, this
funny.
is garbage.
This is a very funny. I would say this.
You have to be
was,
within 30 feet of you, and it lasts 1 minute. How are they gonna get 2 miles
right.
away?
I was literally going to say like you can be within 4 miles of each other. Let's say if you had a +4 charisma, but at level 1 it lasts a minute, so you're not going to get 4 miles away.
Like the fact that the minute time limit is so limiting to the point where you'll never actually do anything out of combat with this, like for any
it's
long
also,
distance or anything.
like right. That's the thing, right? It's also like even at level 20, it's only 20 minutes. That's not enough time to do anything.
That's enough to get way like a third of the way across the city or some bullshit. Like, I don't know. Like the only reason I can see
It's
this
not a lot
actually
of
being
time.
useful is if you play in a campaign where combat you can't communicate with
You're
each
not allowed
other
to talk to each other. Yeah.
in real time. This would actually allow you to strategize and plan, like, I don't know, easily because you could read each other's thoughts and shit.
This also does not say willing creature. You can use this on your enemies to taunt them in their head.
That'd be so funny,
Right.
actually.
I mean, might as well. It's a bonus action.
You literally like
Thematically fun.
you're sending someone like anonymous hate mail. You're like, hey, kill yourself.
Oh Jesus,
No, why would you go there?
Josh.
Josh, what's
What?
wrong with you?
Listen, I was on Tumblr for a long
fuck?
time. I've seen my share of anonymous hate mail.
Oh my god, I don't know if this is a non. I guess it could be. Oh my god.
It does. Listen,
Jesus.
they don't say that they know it's you. All they know is it's a language that you speak together.
Also,
I'm
telepathically
not saying-
means your voice might come out in any way you choose. Maybe I don't know. You could make yourself sound like a fucking weirdo. I don't know.
Make yourself sound like text to speech.
No, make yourself sound like Kermit.
Well, hey there. Have you thought
We're
about
gonna-
Unalive?
Hey, we just saw it to give you a little warning.
I don't have
Why
any
is
money.
he-
Kermit
why
the
is
Frog
he-
here.
Kermit voice.
We're gonna shank you in a few minutes. Just you just hang tight,
That
buddy.
sounded extremely funny. Imagine if you were just like going about your day and you just heard Kermit the Frog here. Oh Jesus!
Yeah, don't worry, buddy. But you're gonna die.
Seems niche for underwater combat or social encounters and probably some other weird scenario. Like I'm sure there's like I'm sure there's ways you could use this, but I don't think you would use this in a way where it would be beneficial to use like it over any other, like using your mouth.
This
right?
is what you get to level 6. This is garbage.
I know this sucks.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
At 6th level, you gain resistance to psychic damage and have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. That's it.
You skipped
No,
one.
you skipped one.
Oh, psionic sorcery. Okay. When you cast a spell of 1st level or higher from your psionic spells feature, you can cast it by expending a spell slot as normal, or by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the spell's level. If you cast a spell by using sorcery points, it requires no verbal or somatic components, and it requires no material components unless they are consumed by the spell.
Wow, that's good for subtle spell. You don't except for you don't need subtle spell anymore.
Yeah.
I see. The thing is, this is interesting because at 7th level, you can use your sorcery points to cast Summon Aberration without spending money.
None. Oh.
Right?
Interesting.
It says it costs no material components unless they're
Yeah.
Unless they're
Oh, never
consumed.
mind. Never mind. Wait, it's not consumed. It's not consumed.
It's not consumed. So
Perfect.
yeah,
We're good.
your accidental interpretation was dead on.
Yeah, it was great. Now, oh great, do we have to?
Oh, it has
actually
its
have
own
to look at what
stat
that does?
block.
You don't have to evaluate these in detail. They're pretty much all the same. All you need to see is, yep, it scales with hit points for spell level.
Man, the
Slightly
ones that have a
awkward.
stat block are always not broken, which means they're useless.
No, these ones are. They're always. We usually favor them pretty decently because
Really?
they're
it
they're another
depends.
body.
They're not.
It-
They're not
well-
summon. They're not summon beasts or like conjure animals or conjure woodland beings or like those things are broken as fuck.
Yeah, they're not totally. You're right. They're not totally broken, but it's not half bad. It's 40
Yeah,
hit
sure.
points.
It's all right.
How long is it? Oh, it's concentration for an hour. That's
This
rough.
sorcerer is great at parties. Yeah, the concentration is always the hardest part of this.
Yeah.
Ooh, it regains 5 hit points at the start of each
The
turn.
Slod only. So you get to
Huge.
choose which stat block it is. It's Slod, Beholderkin, or Star Spawn.
They all do middling amounts of damage. Yeah, it doesn't really
Let's
matter.
see. 1d8 plus 3 plus the spell's level psychic damage. That's like plus, what is this, a 4th level spell?
4.
Yeah, so plus 1d8 plus 7. It's not bad
It's got some passive AoE damage if you just plop it down in melee range.
for Star
To be
Spawn.
clear,
Spawn.
You are level 7 minimum when you're casting this. So
I know,
it's
which means
it's
it's kind of
yeah.
weak.
damage wise, it's kind of piddly. 40 hit points on the field is not the worst. It's decent, I would call it.
I like this feature for being able to just automatically calm, like, what do you call it? Like subtly cast like all your brain bullshit.
So I love that too, and I would have fun doing that thematically. Arguably, the power in this is the fact that by default, sorcery points do not get that high of a conversion.
They're very inefficient.
They're entropic, basically, right? If you convert sorcery points to spell slots to sorcery points, you come out with fewer sorcery points because it's never 1-to-1 in your favor. It's always the other way around. It's 1-to-1 against you when you're converting spell slots to sorcery points. Sorcery points to spell slots is more expensive. This one makes it 1-to-1 when you're using sorcery points.
So it'll let you cast more spells.
It does straight up let you cast more spells. Now, they're limited, but it is more spells. It's kind of more spell slots. It's slightly more spell slots than your average sorcerer is what it is.
You get more spells and slightly more spell slots.
The way I'm reading this, by the way, if when you cast any first level or higher spell from your psionic spell feature, you can cast yada yada yada. But your psionic spell feature is also the thing that lets you replace spells. So the replacement spell will also be able to be used.
Yes, I believe
like
that
you'll
is
be able
correct.
to spam out a ton of synaptic statics, for instance.
Does
if you wanted,
also let you avoid attacks of opportunity.
So like nuke your all your sorcery points on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Attacks of opportunity only apply if you move out of range in 5e. So there's nothing about casting spells, I think.
Yeah, there's no you attacks of opportunity don't get triggered by casting a spell in front of an enemy. Put it that way. You can cast spells with somatic components while next to the enemy, and by default they can't attack.
Like the thing is that somatic and somatic.
They're like, hey, stop pulling out that bat guano from your pouch. He's casting fire. Oh,
somatic
he cast
and
fireball.
verbal, the actual like components other than material components, especially if they have like costs, are mostly like I would say like 4 out of 5 times are more about flavor than anything else, and then like 1 out of 5 times it's like I have to be sneaky, right?
Yeah, it's literally the sneaky aspect, right? In combat.
Stuff,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's they're literally just for sneakiness. In combat, they're almost completely irrelevant, aside from some very niche warcaster somatic needing a spare hand, except now you don't because you can have a shield.
But you're a sorcerer, it doesn't even matter.
But you're a sorcerer,
you're not gonna be using a shield.
Well,
yeah. I like that you. There's a whole bunch of shit like this, like casting sending when you don't actually have to say the words. That's funny. Casting telekinesis when you don't have any waving your hands around and no words being said, which means things just start floating.
Yeah.
You just don't,
no one has any idea that it's you, and you could do that for 10 minutes, and you never have to speak a word and never have to move your hands. You could be sitting there in a corner, just asleep.
So
the caveat there is that every sorcerer can do that. It just takes a sorcery point.
I think we're really just showing how good Subtle Spell is.
I love Subtle Spell.
Subtle Spell is good.
Subtle Spell removes verbal and somatic.
This feels like do you know that thing where it's like a thought, a sort of like school of thought of how to improve at things. I think it's called the atomic method, where you improve the efficiency of every single like minute detail of something by 1%. And it will lead to eventual like larger gains in like the sum, right? This feels a lot like that, where like everything that this sorcerer does is like 1% efficiency over a normal sorcerer.
Yeah, I'm kind of treating that though. Like this feature is practically like you get one more meta magic.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
you don't have to take subtle
a
spell.
little bit of the sorcery points for spell slots thing is kind of nice, but it's not that great.
Right, it's like it's a tiny boost in efficiency. Like
It's definitely more
objectively
than
makes you
1%,
better than
though.
a yeah. It objectively makes you better than a base sorcerer, but like it doesn't feel that astounding.
Do you rate psychic defenses as being particularly noteworthy?
No, I think Charm and Frighten are
I
pretty
think Charm
common.
and Frighten. Yeah, I think Charm and Frighten are like this second part of the advantage on saves is far more useful than this.
Yes.
Because you
Big
almost
agree.
never encounter psychic.
You can go through an
damage.
entire campaign without getting hit by psychic damage.
Let's see.
Charm and Frighten
do
happen
it.
a lot, though.
So 14th level, you unleash the aberrant truth hidden within yourself. Revelation in flesh. As a bonus action, you can spend 1 or more sorcery points to magically transform your body for 10 minutes. Delicious. For each sorcery point you spend, you gain one of the following benefits of your choice, the effect of which lasts until the transformation ends. So I guess you can spend 4 and get all of them.
Great.
That's how I read it.
You can see invisible creatures within 60 feet of you, provided they aren't behind total cover. Your eyes also turn black or become writhing sensory tendrils. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Why? You
Josh,
gain
can
a
you-
flying... Yes?
Flavor.
Can you read the name of this thing again?
Revelation in flesh.
Thank you. I think that answers that question. Please continue.
Just wait for the description of the second one.
I would rename this ability to Flesh Revelry. Anyway, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed and can hover. As you fly, your skin
Nice.
glistens with a mucus or shines with an otherworldly light. Can you imagine if
Mucus.
you were just like some fucking bandit in a fantasy world? Like all you see, like, you know, you see supernatural creatures and then this fucking like magic caster starts growing tendrils and glowing and like screaming like an alien. Just like, oh!
Oh,
I'd
God.
fucking flip. It's thematically very strong, yeah. You gain a swimming speed equal to twice your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater. Moreover, gills grow from your neck or fan out from behind your ears. Your fingers become webbed, or you grow writhing cilia that extend through your clothing. This is the
Cilia?
most normal one. They're like little phalanges.
All right.
Your body, along with any equipment you are wearing or carrying, becomes slimy and pliable. You can move through any space as narrow as 1 inch without
Oh my
squeezing, and you can spend
God.
5 feet of movement to escape from non-magical restraints or being grappled. That that last one
goo.
does seem like it could be useful in out-of-combat scenarios.
I guess so. I mean, the only one here that's not really good is the second one, in my opinion.
second one,
like
the
the
flying
invisible
one, yeah.
creatures one is so rare.
Aberrant
Yeah.
mind!
But that's like it is a bonus action. So as a bonus action for one
I mean, yeah,
sorcery
sorcerers
point,
don't use their bonus actions.
yeah, for a bonus action for 1 sorcery point, you can fly for 10 minutes. That's
That
great.
seems really
That's
good.
fantastic. Yeah, everything else.
Or
is
10th
pretty niche.
level, fantastic.
Yeah. This is the thing about sorcerers is that you get something like really early at first level, and then it takes until 6th
Yeah.
level to get your next feature, and then the next one doesn't come until 14.
Normally their 14s are really good because you have to wait 8 levels for it.
I tend to overrate flight. I do fucking love flight.
Flight is
I
good.
do think it's quite good.
There's a
I think
reason why it's like
concent-
banned in Adventure League.
I
That's
think
so funny.
concentration on
What? They were literally
'cause-
just like, you can't play this part of the game. I know they wrote it, but you can't play it.
because it enables a ton of cheese.
Of course it
It
does.
kind of invalidates like half the books.
Mm-hmm. And so they had to invalidate that rather than invalidate the majority of melee mechanics.
Yep.
And,
Anyway.
and the number of counterflight things is like 1 spell. That's it.
Yeah, maybe they should have put more fucking counterflight into the game.
Or maybe it doesn't
No,
fucking
no.
matter.
I think the solution to just play it if you
fucking-
want and just have the Adventure League ban it is the perfect solution.
Yeah, or
Yeah, I guess
alternatively,
you're
just,
right.
just
This
ignore
is
Adventure
the
League.
equivalent of this is the equivalent of like
Yeah.
when they ban something from competitive play, but you're
Yeah,
totally
like
allowed
it doesn't
to use
affect
it in casual.
us.
Pot
Yeah.
of greed.
But they obviously had to do it.
Did you know that
Okay,
they
pot of
recently
greed cannot exist.
did you know that they recently unbanned Change of Heart?
Yes, I saw that. Which I'm very excited to hear people talk about.
It is extremely funny because it means that power creep has possibly gotten to a point in Yu-Gi-Oh where it's just like you get a non-conditional +1 and that's just okay.
It's not necessarily a +1 because it comes back at the end of the turn.
I guess so.
But now there's so much there's the summoning system means you're just gonna use the summoning fodder instantaneously for a free
Oh,
like
that's
destruction / also +1 for you. So you're all right on that. In the end, it will be a +1 or +2 because it's a -1 for your opponent.
true. Right.
Oh, and
yeah.
-1 for the card. You're right. +1.
You can unleash your aberration power as a space warping anomaly. Warping implosion. As an action, you teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 120 feet of you. Immediately after you disappear, each creature within 30 feet of the space you left must make a strength save. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d10 force damage and is pulled straight toward the space you left, ending in an unoccupied space as close to your former space as possible. Whoa, this seems like a MOBA ability. Like this something you see in like League of Legends.
Would you use this when you can cast Meteor Swarm?
Like, why would you ever use this?
Oh, okay.
Like, listen, no offense. It's just like cool. A teleport is always good. Escaping is always good for squishy casters. But like, you're at 18th level, and there's definitely other spells you can use, and it takes your action. This feels weird.
18th level action teleport is killer, and that's like killer disappointing, and that's coming from someone that loves teleports.
Right.
120 feet is good.
120 feet is good.
Like
the
damage
fact
This
and
is
pull
literally
is
just
fine.
Thunderstep. This is just Thunderstep.
It's
Yeah.
just you get a free Thunderstep. You can use it once per long rest, and then you can refresh it by using 5 sorcery points. But why would you?
Whoop-de-doo. You know how many third level spell slots you have to spare at this point anyway? You might as well just Thunderstep.
Yeah. Also, how many fucking times are you gonna hit your allies with this and smush them into the pile alongside your enemies?
That actually sounds
That'd be really
extremely
funny,
funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And then you AoE everyone.
All right, everybody, it's time to get into the get along pit.
This is also worse than Thunderstep. You can't take anyone with you. It's only you.
Can you take people
Thunderstep.
with you?
Oh, that's right.
Thunderstep? I
Yeah,
don't-
you can take people with Thunderstep. You
know
can
that.
hit
That's
one
funny.
person. One person. with
One
Thunderstep.
person.
Ah, okay. All right. I think we can come to some kind of conclusion because it feels, in general, like you have a couple of abilities that are like marginal increases over like a base sorcerer, and then you have a fully expanded spell list, which is really probably honestly the best thing in this list.
If it wasn't for the spell list, this would be, in my opinion, pretty close to like D or F tier. But the fact that you get like nearly double the amount of spells as another sorcerer is valuable.
It's like you get nearly it's like what you get like a third of the entire known spells that a normal sorcerer gets added on top of your normal spells. And then also they're like flexible, so you can change them.
2/3.
2/3? Oh Jesus.
They have 15 spells. You get another 10 plus a
Fuck.
cantrip.
That's disgusting.
Some of these are
Right.
not amazing, but your
Some of
point
these
stands.
aren't amazing, but like it's
How many of
you're a
these
sorcerer,
are
you'll
usable?
take 'em.
How many of these are usable?
Probably about half.
Yeah.
I'm assuming half and going with that in my math.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. Half
About
I think
half.
is good.
About 1 per level.
So that's basically just a sorcerer with 50% more spell choices.
Right. But you can also swap them out if they're not useful for marginally
A little
more
bit better
useful
stuff,
spells.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have some flexibility,
And
which
you can choose the
sorcerers
bad
don't.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which sorcerers don't usually get any flexibility in terms of their spell list.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
Um,
am of the mind that this can just go. We can just plop this in C tier.
And evaluate later.
Yeah.
yeah. I would say
Sure.
B or C actually. Is my slightly hot take.
Oh, your hot take is that it could be in.
Yeah, I'm
B
leaning
tier.
C, but I
leaning
could see
C.
B if everything else.
Well, we'll keep going. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
This
Agreed.
one, ooh boy, I've always wanted to play one of these. The Clockwork
too!
Soul, the cosmic force of order has suffused you with magic.
Wait, we
What
have this is another one that almost has the exact same first level feature. Look at the spell list, and you could also replace.
It's because it's also
Because
from
they came out at
Tasha.
the same time. They
They're
both
both
get the massive amount of spells.
Wait, abjuration or hold on. Okay.
Yeah, see, now it's two. Just you can read it first, but yeah, there's I on that thread I read about the spells. They are like, do you have other suggestions for the Clockwork Souls?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna say, Sean?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Clockwork Magic. You get an expanded spell list: Alarm, protection from evil and good; Aid, lesser restoration; Dispel magic, protection from. Why do you get Aid? Protection from energy, freedom of movement, summon, construct, greater
That's great.
restoration, and Wall of Force. I mean, Aid is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just like, why?
I can't believe
Well.
I've had my opinion on aid like forcibly changed.
Forcibly
by Josh.
changed by me, yeah.
I hate you.
Okay, let's see. The other spells that you can get are absorb elements, which I think sorcerers might get by default. It's on this. That's on the list by default. Alter self, animate objects. Oh shit! Wait, it's not by level. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Let's sort by level. Blade ward, lol. Control flames, gust, magic stone, mending, message, mold earth, prestidigitation, shape water. You know your
Those are all the
cantrip.
cantrips.
Your cantrips are like surprise. Oh, I guess you can't.
Yeah.
You can't- you
replace any
can't swap cantrips.
You don't get
Yeah,
cantrips.
you can't because they don't have a cantrip here.
They don't have the single cantrip. Okay. Absorb elements, alarm, armor of Agathis, catapult, expeditious retreat, featherfall, jump, long strider, mage armor, protection from good and evil, shield.
Hold on. There's 5 pages of this. Do you really want to read them all?
We'll just listen. It's pretty simple. Like let's see, snare, alter self, arcane light, dark vision, dragon's breath, earthbind, enlarge, reduce, kinetic jaunt. What the fuck? Knock, levitate, magic weapon, Maximilian's earthen grasp, pyrotechnics, rope trip. Oh, rope trick. Oh hell yeah. Skyrite, spider climb, a Shardalon stride, blink, counterspell, dispel magic. I think some of these you do get.
I was like, oh, that's good. Oh, hang on. No. Sorcerers. But it doesn't count against sorcerer spells. What were we going to say, Dan?
I was gonna say, you can
banishment.
already. This is already pretty.
Ooh.
I think this list-
polymorph.
Yeah. This list is already really good, but if you just like freedom movement's not that good, so replace that with polymorph, great. Summon construct might be garbage, replace that with banishment, great. Greater restoration, wall of force, those are good, but if you want to replace one of them, telekinesis and animate object apparently available.
You get
Aid
wall
and
of
Lest-
force by default.
Yo!
Yeah, aid and restoration are already really good, but first levels, alarm and protection from evil, but you can replace those with armor of Agathis, mage armor, shield. There's a lot of good ones. Oh, there's also dragon's
This is a
breath,
great
large
spell
reduce.
list. Abjuration
This-
spells are so good.
Yeah, this spell list is so much better than the other one. Oh my
I
god.
know.
I think this is a sorcerer with 25 good spells.
I think so.
You
I
might-
think you're right. I think
I
you
think
got a
you're-
point there.
Yeah.
Good or great, and like better than normal sorcerer.
Yeah, if we said the last one had
well.
like half usable spells, this one has like you will
All
find something.
good spells. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
like this is what you would want a spell list to look like.
this is amazing.
Wow, I it's funny. When I read through this the last time, that bit went completely over my head.
Yeah, you've got a new perspective now.
I actually do. This is gonna.
So
I'm
the
gonna
rest is also
reevaluate.
good.
Well,
no.
Okay.
Okay, I remember the first the
Oh.
signature ability of this class being really super interesting, and then the rest of it being really underwhelming. So let's take a look. Starting at first level, your connection to the plane of absolute order allows you to equalize chaotic moments. When a creature you can see within 60 feet of you is about to roll a d20 with advantage or disadvantage, you can use your reaction to prevent the roll from being affected by advantage or disadvantage. Which I like that this is the wording that they went with instead of you give that person advantage and disadvantage. Because I think people got really confused.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Because I think people don't. A lot of people, I think, don't realize that disadvantage and advantage can't like stack. They just always cancel, no matter how many there are.
This is basically equivalent to just giving your ally like a +5 or giving your enemy like a -5 approximately. Like
Yeah.
But you could do
It's
this-
funny.
or
Two
like
times at level 1.
it's
All
not
right.
it's not giving your enemy a -5 so much as it is removing a +5 that an enemy has.
That's the same thing.
I mean, yes, but it's just listen. It's the logic of how you get there.
Okay.
You can use this feature a number of times with your proficiency bonus. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Okay.
Josh, we talked about what happens when you have a +5 and a -5. Like if you have advantage and disadvantage,
Stop
they
it.
cancel.
Bastion of Law, starting at 6th level, you can tap into the grand equation of existence to imbue a creature with a shimmering shield of order. As an action, you can spend 1 to 5 sorcery points to create a magical ward around yourself or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The ward lasts until you finish a long rest or until you use this feature again. So this is super easy to use out of combat.
So you can use this when you wake up.
Yeah, this ward is represented by a number of d8s equal to the number of sorcery points spent to create it. When the warded creature takes damage, it can expend a number of those dice, roll them, and reduce the damage taken by the total rolled on those dice.
Is it worth it to use 5 of your sorcery points to reduce 22.5 damage?
Is each sorcery point worth 1d8 of damage?
4.5 damage.
4.5 points of damage. I don't know.
No.
Can I level with you? Yeah, the answer is no.
Yeah, I think
when you
no.
get this feature, how many sorcery points do you have?
6.
6.
I also think, like, obviously, you know, there is the bonus of being able to shield your allies with it, but if you're just strictly talking about you, which I feel like is what most people would use this for, because you're a sorcerer, you're a squishy caster, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
I
feel
don't know.
like
It's most effective on a barbarian because they can get double efficiency.
I mean, that is true. I feel like what is the sorcery point conversion for a first level spell? Is it like three sorcery points? Is that it?
I'm gonna say 2 off the top of my head. Like if
Probably
you
2.
yeah.
Okay, so instead of reducing 22.5 damage, you can cast shield twice, and have a sorcery point.
Twice and a half. 2.5.
Yeah.
So instead of reducing 18 damage, you can cast shield twice.
That
But
seems
that is
better.
an inefficient use of shield, in my opinion. Like people don't really do that to get more shields because it hurts.
I mean, yeah.
I was right. It's 2 points.
2 points.
But that's like
Nice.
each shield. Does each shield reduce 9 damage? Yeah, about, I guess. Which means this feature does nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling to find a place where this would be good, unless you really wanted to shield your barbarian.
Yeah.
I would not use this feature. Even
don't
if
think
it
I would
was
either.
mechanically good, it makes it less fun to play because you no longer get your meta magics.
Your sorcery points, yeah.
I might use this at high levels, maybe when you like can't even burn through all of yours, but at that point 5d8 is really not worth
5d8 is
much.
like kind of whatever.
But you know, it's fun, it's thematic, but yeah, I'm
Very
pretty meh.
underwhelming.
I do like that it's not a reaction to reduce damage.
No, it's
True.
it's just a pre-buff, and it like just lasts until you dispel it.
So yeah, you could do this. You can like
It's
you
definitely
can do this.
convenient in that way.
Mm.
As far as features like this tend to go, this is like the most convenient one.
Agreed. It's just so expensive.
Yeah, I know it is. Like D8s are just like could have been a D10 even, and it still
Like,
wouldn't
you
have
know
been
what,
that good.
I would have preferred this to just be you get a number of d8s equal to your proficiency bonus. Stop making you use your sorcery points. Those are the only thing that makes sorcerers fun.
Yeah, this stacks well with resistance.
Mhm.
Because you get double efficiency out of it.
That's why I say use it on a barbarian.
What's the next one?
Starting at 14th level, you gain the ability to align your consciousness to the endless calculations of Mechanus. As a bonus action, you can enter this state for 1 minute. For the duration, attack rolls against you can't benefit from advantage, and whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. Once you use this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again.
Okay.
Hear me out. I
Uh-huh.
love this.
Yeah?
It means you're probably not gonna miss it
It means
all.
you're not going to miss anything you do, which, admittedly, you're only 3 levels off of getting Blade of Disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really
And,
don't
like,
want to mess with that
cantrips-
spell.
And you're gonna succeed
And
almost
you can
all your
succeed
saving
saves,
throws.
Yeah.
No, I would not say succeed. Here's the one thing about this. If the DC is higher than 10
Like-
plus the
like-
mod, then
yeah.
this feature does nothing for you whatsoever. Literally
Yeah,
near zero value.
It's true.
Death saving throws or save throws? Yes.
Ooh,
does
does
this-
this
Does it stay through consciousness? It says align your consciousness. What if you're not conscious?
Well, it doesn't say that you can be knocked out of it. It just says it lasts a minute.
It just doesn't last a minute. I want to interpret this as it remains.
I would do it.
So-
I would
And
do
it's
that
not-
because that's what the words say.
It doesn't explicitly say you lose it when you lose consciousness.
There's no
And-
mechanical text.
And it's not totally broken, but yes, it means you cannot fail a death save, which is nice.
Which is nice. It means that your friends don't have to worry about you
Yeah, they can res
Until
you
you
at
get double
their-
tapped.
at their-
until you get double tapped.
They can res
Um,
you at their leisure.
Yeah, exactly.
This thing did the smart thing of not making this cost sorcery points initially, and it gives you the option to use sorcery points.
Yeah, well, a lot of
Oh.
features in new classes tend to do this, where you use the class resource if you want to refresh your class abilities.
That's
which
the way
makes
it should
sense.
be.
I think that's a better way of doing it. It's just more flexible.
Yeah,
It's also just better.
So
I think it's
also
it's
like
good. It's just
I
can be
and I will say
worthless.
this Constitution for a sorcerer is a secondary stat. Like it is the number 2 stat for a sorcerer to have.
And they're proficient in
And they're
Constitution
proficient in
saving
con
throws.
So
So
like
they
Oh
will
my God,
almost
yeah.
always keep
so
concentration.
yeah, your concentration is gonna be
Yeah.
super beefy.
Ooh, that's sick. Ooh, I love that.
So
Yeah,
like honestly, this is like a pretty like low-key like a pretty solid ability for a caster to get.
You're probably gonna roll a 19 as your low. Like your probably lowest con save at this point is like a 19. If you have this up,
Which is, like,
5
pretty
plus
good at 14th
18,
level.
19,
you need to take 40 damage for it to be possible for you to lose concentration.
19 is the spell save DC of I believe a normal character at 20th level casting a spell. Is that correct? Wait. 11,
Yes.
19. Yeah.
with maxed stat.
Correct. Barring any kind of like stat adjustments or items.
There's tons of really powerful enemies that tend to have spell save DCs of 17.
Yeah, 17, 18.
Yeah.
A lot of instant
No.
death effects are also under that threshold.
Now, mind you, half of those are wisdom saves, and the
Yeah.
other half are dex saves. So
If you were
I
this
hope
class,
you
you might-
got good stats
You might take resilient wisdom here as a sorcerer.
Yeah, I mean that's true. It's a good
Or
one to
resilient-
have.
or resilient dex.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's also useful.
But that's just damage.
I think my experience with sorcerers has been that you care about taking damage.
yeah, you
That's
are.
true.
Still
They're kind of
pretty
squishy.
Yeah, but dex saves are always just like you still take half.
Yeah. That. Listen, man, a D6 is not a big hit die, my friend.
That's true. That's true. Okay, well, what's the last feature? Because this
Okay,
was like their first decent
18th
feature.
level. As an action, you summon the spirits in a 30-foot cube originating from you. The spirits look like modrons or other constructs of your choice. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable, and they create the following effects within the cube before vanishing. The spirits store up to 100 hit points divided as you choose among any number of creatures of your choice in the cube. Any damaged objects entirely in the cube are repaired instantly. Every spell of 6th level or lower ends on creatures and objects of your choice in the cube. Once you use this action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, or unless you spend 7 sorcery points to use it again. This is
Okay.
interesting. I feel like at 18th level, ending 6th level spells or lower is like a little bit weak. Like it just feels
it's
like
very niche in any campaign.
it's very niche. Like you're gonna be healing 100 hit points, which is like pretty cool. Like it's
One.
divided as you want to, which is like pretty useful.
Yeah, 100 hit point heal as a sorcerer, in my opinion, very good.
Honestly, even if you just like plopped this down as an action on your barbarian and healed 100 hit points, that seems worth it to me.
And literally, that's a 9th level heal spell right there. That's how much a 9th level a heal spell cast at 9th level heals for is 100 hit points.
I don't know though.
Every spell of
You do
6th
not-
level or lower. What?
You
what
do not
6th
get
level or
healing
lower
normally.
spell would you be worried about at this point?
I have
mean,
no idea.
I will say I like it thematically because it's like a group heal and a cleanse,
fix-you-up.
which feels cool.
A group fixer upper.
The reason this is good is because it's not a spell, which means you can quicken spell cast any other spell the same
That's
turn.
also true.
So
I mean,
you
at
can heal
18th level,
a
you're-
bonus action.
To be fair, at 18th
You could-
level, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're just gonna cast this. You're gonna use this ability and cast Blade with Disaster anyway.
Yes, you could heal 100 hit points and then cast whatever spell you so choose, so long as
But
it's an
I mean, yeah, there's something to be said
Yeah.
about that for sure. As a sorcerer,
that is good to me.
Yeah,
I consider
you're
that a
right.
really good capstone.
because
I
you're
think so,
basically
too.
you're getting the value of 2 spells. Like, you're getting a heal
Because
and you're getting. whatever
since
spell
you're
you
saying
want to cast.
that, like, yeah, it's not taking up your entire turn.
Yeah,
And it's not that worth it to use your entire turn on this at 18th level. But since it's like you might as well use it if you're also bonus action something else. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what the
I've-
sorcerer bonus action comes in clutch. I
Honestly,
love it.
This seems
And
like
it
a
might
pretty
even be
solid
worth it to
capstone.
spend
Yeah.
7 sorcery points to do it again next turn. It might
Quite
be.
possibly, yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. What's your 7th? Okay, so 7 sorcery points would normally net you like what, a 5th level spell slot,
Probably.
I'll double check. It 5th or 4th. It might be 4th. Hot take.
right? And for that amount, you're getting a group heal. It seems pretty good. Like 100 hit points,
That's
like
very
you
good.
get to cast heal at a high. It just seems good.
It's good.
It seems good.
Hmm.
I would say it's not like game breaking.
No.
It's a solidly good ability, and it works well with your class.
I think
It is 5th level.
okay, so I do think while the first level and 6th level features are kind of ass, not very good, not very exciting in my opinion. And normally for a sorcerer, oh shit, I get nothing until 14th level. You kind of have to look at this class as if this is a sorcerer with a massive amount of spells. This is a sorcerer that can cast Wall of Force at 9th level.
Right,
Like-
exactly.
Like, do sorcerers get Wall of Force normally?
No.
They don't.
It upsets
Wall of Force
me.
is amazing.
Wall of Force is one of the great cheese abilities in D&D.
Oh, it's been
Like-
so long.
We talk about wizards are just naturally higher power level because they get so many more spells to choose from.
These are the spells
is
you would
pro-
want.
This is a part wizard. In
It's-
fact,
it's part
how many
wizard and-
spells. How many spells can a wizard prepare at 9th level?
Oh god.
Wizard level plus int 25.
To 25.
So
yeah.
let's assume 5 in because fucking they
So
probably
you're
are.
like on par with a wizard in terms of how many spells you have access to.
At 9th level, this class can prepare 20 spells and 5 cantrips. So this class at 9th level knows more spells than a wizard.
In Pathfinder 2, casters are a lot less broken, but wall spells are still extreme cheese. Ooh, I can't wait.
Trist, you've made me
reading.
incredibly excited for Pathfinder 2e now.
All you had to say was a Wall of Force.
You literally just had to say that wall spells are good.
So,
Yeah,
I,
I'm in.
I will also say this, which is the fact that this is actually one of the most flexible spell lists, just in terms of like what you can do, because you get access to a lot of the really useful utility wizard spells, and you get aid and greater restoration.
Shit, that's right. I forgot you get cleric spells.
Like, and this is the thing about aid is that people don't realize this,
Yeah.
but aid is a healing spell, right?
Yep.
Like, it will bring you up from 0 hit points. Like, it operates in that manner. So, like, suddenly you're a sorcerer that has access to, like, greater restoration if you don't have anybody else who can cast it. Like, maybe you don't have a cleric or a druid or whatever in your party. You can cast Wall of Force, which is just broken on its head. And then you can cast aid if things go wrong. Like, that's really, really good.
Wow.
On the spell
This
list
is-
alone, this feels so good.
This is a wizard doesn't get to prepare the same amount of spells as this sorcerer unless they are level 20 with 20 int. If they're level 19, they cannot prepare as many spells as this sorcerer.
Damn. And
Like-
this also is like low key about
It
the
always has more.
about the first level ability, the normalized one. This is one of my favorite abilities in the entirety of D&D because it's so funny. It plays with the specific mechanics of advantage disadvantage in a really interesting way. It also means you can nullify any kind of inherent like spell resistance that that for instance a devil might have,
Sure.
which is pretty handy.
I think on a power level, it's not that high.
I would say this ability is not that high on the power level. I think it's a useful one to have.
It's an ability that will feel good to use. I will say that when that time comes around and your what's it called, rogue has
When your
disadvantage,
rogue needs to not have disadvantage, yeah.
you'll be
Yeah.
happy you've got it. Yeah.
That's
My
true.
God,
it's
there was so
alright.
many times
And the
last
fact
session
that
where I was
you
like,
can
if
eventually
only.
do it like 6 times.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not bad.
It's a
The
handy
6th level,
ability.
if they got anything at 6th level that was fucking
I know it would be so easy to declare
This
this,
would be a
like
perfect class.
really good class.
Mhm.
like this would definitely be like an A tier class or something.
Well, that's my
I feel
question.
like
Is
I
it
feel like it's
still
still an
A?
A tier class. I think
think
the
it's
spell
still
list
an A
alone
tier?
is so good.
I was persuaded when I realized they had a couple cleric spells as well. I was like, that's so much flexibility for a sorcerer.
Which ones?
You get
Aid and
greater
lesser restoration. Not legendary spells in any way, but just the ability to get someone up from 0 is valuable in my opinion.
Right, and you just kind of
A can get
inherently have
people up from
access to it.
0?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a heal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, low key, 8 is a heal. You can cast it like before combat, and normally that's what you do because it lasts 8 hours. But you can use it to raise people from the dead,
That's
or
fair.
from the unconscious. I suppose not
That's
from the dead.
good.
It definitely is an S tier. I think it's A.
I don't think it's
We can
S tier.
we can reevaluate. It might drop to B.
It is okay. At the moment, just the spell list
Utility
alone,
from that many spells is quite good.
Is like very A tier to me. It just lacks that little oomph that would put it into S tier.
Yeah.
I think it could drop to B if some other sorcerers come along that have amazing spell lists like that and also have decent early game stuff.
Well,
that would drop Clockwork to B if they don't make S.
I have a hunch that maybe these Strixhaven ones might be
they'll be Strixhaven tier, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope not. Oh, God.
All right, Sorcerer, Divine Soul. This one's interesting because we have Favorite Soul on here too, and this is kind of a spiritual successor to Favorite Soul, but it's not exactly the same.
Which one did I play?
You played... Oh, shit.
I played a Warlock that was holy, and I think I also at one point tried out the Sorcerer one.
I think...
You
played the Holy Warlock. I don't think you played the Sorcerer.
I might have played it at a different point,
Yeah, anyway.
A different campaign.
So, let's see. You learn... allows you to learn spells normally associated with the Cleric class. When you use your spellcasting feature... lets you learn a sorcerer cantrip or a sorcerer spell at first level or higher. You can choose the new spell from the cleric spell list or the sorcerer spell list. So this one is, you must otherwise obey all restrictions for selecting the spell. It becomes a sorcerer spell for you, and then you choose an affinity, and you get an additional spell based on your affinity. It is a sorcerer spell for you, but doesn't count against your number of sorcerer spells known. If you later replace a spell, you must replace it with a spell from the cleric spell list. Okay. So,
and you might replace it with the healing word.
So it sounds like you can just take cleric spells, just straight up.
Yes.
If I'm reading this correctly.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Get access to the spirit cleric spell list, which is
get access
good.
to the entire cleric spell list, which, I mean, admittedly, there's like... the clerics. Honestly, the cleric spell list is so much better on a class that has access to real spells also.
Yeah. Exactly, which makes this perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so the affinities that you can choose are good, evil, law, chaos, and neutrality, and you get either cure wounds, inflict wounds, bless, bane, or protection from evil and good. I feel like you would take either bless or cure wounds.
It just goes by your alignment, and then you replace it.
No, it doesn't go by your alignment. You choose an affinity for the source of your divine power. So this is like you get to choose like where your divine power comes from.
So you could be like a good character, but actually, I got my deity is evil.
Right, exactly.
My
you could be like,
power comes from
I am
evil.
the spawn of Asmodeus.
No, I'm actually
but I want to be a
great
good guy.
But my power came from a real shitter.
Yeah.
We
then like the
respect that
next
in you,
level,
actually.
you like fucking replace it.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I've decided I want to get my power from someone else. Yeah.
This choice doesn't actually matter that much because they're all options,
These are
and
all
you
on
can choose
the
any of
cleric
them.
spell list.
So
yeah. You just get a freebie.
It's just a bonus spell.
You get a
That's it.
freebie, which is always nice as a cleric. Not a cleric, a sorcerer.
Instead of 10 extra spells like the other list we just looked at, you get one extra spell.
You get one extra spell and access to a whole other spell list, which it feels like
yeah.
It's so funny because it feels like the other one was like you get a giant grocery cart and you're like in the world's most well-stocked grocery store. This one is like you get the world's tiniest grocery cart, but you get access to 2 different grocery stores.
Yeah. It's true. That's very true. I think they're both good. I do favor the other one.
I think so too.
Yeah.
10 extra spells.
Like
And
cleric,
Long
like
Force is kind of better than anything cleric
I was
spell.
say having some cleric spells is cool and like some of them can be really handy as we've seen. It's just that like wizard spells are just kind of better in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Anyway, first level, favored by the gods, divine power guards your destiny. If you fail a saving throw or miss with an attack roll, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome. You can use this once per short or long rest. Okay. Short, simple, sweet. It feels a little limited, but it's like you add 2 blesses to whatever you fail.
If you fail, you add about 5 once per short rest.
Yeah, I was initially put off by that, but you know what? I think it's still a good feature. Just solely because it happens when you fail the save.
I would say it triggers when you fail, which makes it automatically kind of like better than otherwise.
It's just level
super
1 through
limited.
5. That's
the
you
only.
get,
You get to use it
one save
or one attack roll.
One attack.
This is a problem with sorcerers.
And it might not even work.
I feel like most sorcerers have like a first level ability that's just kind of like, cool. This is all that you get until 6th level.
I disagree
You
because
think so?
I think it's just the ones we've been looking at.
Well, because the other ones I'm thinking of are like
Tides
like
of Chaos is nuts.
Okay, Tides of Chaos I feel like is an outlier though.
Okay, you could be right. We'll see.
Because like when I think about Draconic Bloodline, you get +3 AC base basically.
That's good.
It is good, but that's all you get for 5 levels.
I would much rather have that than this.
Okay, that's fair.
It's way better. That's a permanent 60% of a shield.
All right, fair enough. And you can add shield on top of it.
And
Anyway,
you can add shield.
at 6th level,
I love hearing you defend AC, Dan. It warms my heart.
the divine energy
+3 AC
cowards.
on armor is a legendary magic item.
Okay.
Level 1 feature, legendary magic item.
You can empower healing spells. Whenever you or an ally within 5 feet of you rolls dice to determine the number of hit points a spell restores, you can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll any number of those dice once, provided you aren't incapacitated. You can only use this feature once per turn. I mean, like, sure.
Terrible.
Yeah.
The only spell I can think of that this is going to be relevant on is Mass Cure Wounds. Because that's 3d8. Everything else is like 1 dice.
Yeah. Oh,
and that
God,
dice
you're
is,
right.
is half the time going to be higher than average anyway.
Yeah,
Mass Cure Wounds is the one
Oh my God,
spell.
you're right. You would never use
and
this.
No, and you're not getting that spell till 9th level, so for the first few levels, this is garbage.
Oh God, you don't get anything until 14th level. Do you even get anything at 14th level?
And then at 9th level, you can Mass Cure Wounds and heal like 3 more health or something.
I'd like to point out that Mass Cure Wounds is not the best, even a good use case, because it's whenever you are an ally within 5 feet of you.
Oh,
I know. But what other? Think about it. The other one is Mass Healing Word, which is only 1 healing dice.
I guess the use case.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was designed so that you would be upcasting Cure Wounds, which is an awful thing that you shouldn't do.
I'm asking how many healing spells make you roll more than 1 die?
By base, 1. I think it's just mass Cure Wounds.
There's also what's the weird one that sucks your life force? Does that
life
work?
transference or whatever?
Life transference might be the other one that works with this. Let me check.
I don't think so because it's not the wording doesn't, it's not compatible.
The wording might not work. I'm wondering.
I don't think it's compatible because it does damage to you and then it heals based on that number.
Okay, well let's see. You take 48 necrotic damage, which can't be reduced anyway, and 1 creature of your choice you can see within range. It has to be someone within 5 feet of you for it to matter. Regains hit points equal to twice the necrotic. Yep, no, it doesn't work.
No, this would be awful too because then you would just do more damage to yourself.
Which is what you want, but
that's what you want. Yeah.
I know, but like it's still. Oh.
So this is only relevant at 9th level when you get Mass Cure Wounds, and on average you'll heal like 3 more health.
Like I think the intent for this is to upcast healing spells, but again, you shouldn't be upcasting like level healing spells.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 14th level. You can use a bonus action to manifest a pair of spectral wings from your back. While the wings are present, you have a flying speed of 30 feet. The wings last until you're incapacitated. You die, or you dismiss them as a bonus action.
Can we start keeping track of how many 14th level sorcerer features get flight?
Yeah.
You wouldn't even
want flight as this class if you wanted to maximize your empowered healing. You have to be within 5 feet of somebody.
I think dragons get it at 18th level, but maybe not.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I see. Yeah, of course.
No. I think they are 14th level.
Oh, God. You remember Storm Sorcerers?
If it's
yeah, Storm might be 18th.
No. Because I already remember Dragon. I'm pretty sure Dragon and Sorcerer and Storm are both 14, which is why I'm making the statement.
You very well might be right.
Let's find out.
All
because
right.
we're at two right now.
Yep.
So, you're going to keep a tally? All right. At 18th level, you gain the ability to overcome grievous injuries. As a bonus action, when you have fewer than half your hit points remaining, you regain a number of hit points equal to half your hit point maximum. You can't use this again until you finish a long rest. Okay.
That one's good. It's 18th level, though. Oh, it's a bonus action. Yeah, that's good.
This
I
is
have
just
the
boon
answer.
of recovery.
Do you want the cheaty answer, by the way, Dan?
What?
Of when they get them?
What?
Draconic gets it at 14th. Storm gets it at 18th.
Damn it.
I knew it was one of
Wow.
them.
It's funny.
Anyway.
Amazing. And Storm
Yeah.
only gets it outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can give it to their allies.
So like cleric spells are by and large kind of not that good. There are a handful of like really decent ones. Like Bless is really good, and Bless will carry you through a lot of the game. A lot of them are pretty trash tier garbage. You would rather be casting sorcerer spells in most cases, I think.
I also don't think the 18th level feature is very good when you already have access to so many heals.
I guess not.
You already have access to the entire cleric spell list. You just cast heal on yourself.
The number of cleric spells that are good that you would want is probably directly equal to the number of spells you can prepare minus the number of sorcerer spells that are good that you would want. In other words,
5e healing. Yeah.
I think you can perfectly fill out a list of nothing but good spells if you take from cleric plus sorcerer, because from my experience of sorcerer is, despite you simultaneously want more spells, but they become so niche that you're like, I don't necessarily know which ones I want when. Whereas if you want to be broad and take nothing but always good spells, you need both lists. So
yeah, I mean, it's undeniably better.
Sure.
It was a really convoluted way of putting that. I'm sorry.
5e healing economy sounds very fucked. Okay, so 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons has this thing about healing where healing is really inefficient, and in 9 out of 10 cases, you're going to either be healing somebody who is at 0 hit points but not dead so that they can get back up so that you can continue your action economy train, or you're going to be healing outside of combat, which is just kind of like whatever, right? There's spells to do that. Like, healing sort of proactively is like not that efficient. You would rather just spend your spell slots doing something else in most cases.
Can I put it a different way? Particularly at higher levels. Lower levels, it can vary. Higher levels, if the enemy can do like 40 damage with a big multi-attack, which I think is not unreasonable, right?
Sure.
I don't even think that's an absurd amount of damage for them to do. It's a lot, but I think a decent number can do. If they can hit for 40 damage each turn, for healing to be worth it, you have to be able to do more than 40 damage so that you can absorb more than one full turn.
Right.
And the number of heals in D&D, there are some there, but they're few and far between, and it's way harder to heal 40 hit points than it is to deal 40 damage.
You are casting heal to heal 70 hit points, or you're casting mass heal to deal 700 healing worth of hit points. Right?
Or you're casting Cure Wounds to heal 5 hit points, so 9 hit points, so that they can then take 40 damage again, go down, and then you can heal them again the next turn, right? If you can't out-heal them out of the range, you may as well just get them up each turn.
Healing in 5th edition feels a lot to me like healing in Grand Blue Fantasy, because in Grand Blue Fantasy,
we talked about healing a lot.
I know, we talk about healing all the time. It's like one of the core mechanics of the game, but it's like weirdly niche, right? So the thing is that like healing in Grand Blue Fantasy is really interesting because there's healing caps, right? So characters have skills. It's like a
I'm gonna go to the bathroom
right? That's fine. You can go. So characters have skills that can do healing, but healing has caps to it, right? So even if it's like the skill is like heals 5% of like party health or whatever, right? It is capped at a specific number, usually anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000, except character health pools in Grand Blue Fantasy can easily exceed 60,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So healing isn't that efficient unless you can stack them so frequently that it does matter, right? And it's kind of the same in 5th edition, where healing heals so little that you really aren't going to be healing unless it's like important that you are healing, right? It's preserving your action economy more than it is like actually providing an HP buffer. Because in most cases, that HP buffer is just like not going to last, especially depending on the number of enemies you're facing or whatever. And I feel like a lot of that is on purpose. Like they've said, outright in sort of like Q&As that they don't have healing cantrips for a reason, right?
Yeah.
They don't actually want characters to be just like heal bots a lot of the time, even though a lot of people really quite like it. Like, there's a reason Mercy is one of those popular Overwatch characters still, and she has like 2 buttons.
Well, it's a very different mechanic in a video game than in a Dungeons and Dragons environment. I don't necessarily want healing to be super prevalent in the game, right? Like,
I think it's fine.
Every time
honestly,
a fucking enemy heals a large amount, I'm like, just kill me, right? It's not particularly fun.
I will also say this is, I think the more niche healing is, the more interesting it is when it's like when it becomes useful, which is why we talked about life clerics and how life cleric heals just so goddamn much that like it turns into being useful. Like that's the Grand Blue Fantasy threshold is what I'm gonna call it, right? Of just like being able to heal frequently and with enough volume that it becomes worth doing it before people go to 0 hit points. Anyway, healing economy is really, really quite interesting. In D&D.
Danny, you back? He'll be back soon.
That is a no.
That said, hang on. Well, that's an interesting getting up with it does make it weird, and this is something that some DMs struggle with, and I actually will say.
Hello, I'm back.
This is a tough one. No, I 100% agree.
What are you discussing?
We're talking about double tapping.
Yeah, when we got a little sidetracked and we won't go too deep, but yeah, it's like on the one hand, I suspect that some DMs will see a character keep getting up after being down, and they'll be like, well, this enemy's smart enough to know that they should just stab them through the heart 2 more times and insta kill them, and it's like, well. And then some DMs will not do that, and they'll will not double tap and perma kill characters like that. But that means you can keep getting them up endlessly. They can keep Rise Jin.
Rise Jin. It became so mimetic.
It really did, because we did that. How many times did we get him up from 0?
That was so funny. I think it was like 5 turns in a row. You were just like, Rise Jin. And he's like, oh god,
my body. I have like 70 concussions.
And then he fights again, and then he goes down, and we're like, Rise. And eventually we lost that fight. So I think that's an argument against double tapping.
The person healing him was a wizard.
Yeah, don't ask.
Yeah, that's a whole story for another time.
Can't wait to rate wizards.
I still there's like our D&D group has like a couple of like enduring memes. One of them is stepped on, and then the other one is Rise Jin. And I think that's so funny.
Rise Jin's even funnier because like 2 people or 3 of us were there for it.
Yeah.
Maybe more. I can't remember. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure it was just us 3 and Brendan.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Brendan,
probably. Yeah. Probably Brendan.
So.
Fuck. We were rating.
Oh, between the other 2.
Yeah. What?
Divine Soul. I don't know.
Is it above Aberrant Mind?
Is it?
That's my question. It's below Clockwork. That's 100% for 100%. Sure.
Aberrant Mind does have more spells.
It does. Have more spells.
They both have a nothing 6th level feature. Wait, what was Aberrant's 6th level feature again?
It has actually 2. It has the one where your spell slot conversion is like more efficient.
It was better. That's a decent. It was okay.
And then you also get resistance psychic and advantage on saves against Charm and Frightened.
Aberrant Mind had no 1st level feature.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
What the fuck does the other one get? Sorry, at 1st and 6th. They get nothing good at 6th, right?
Yeah.
What's the 1st level feature of the cleric?
Make 1 saving throw turn into a success. Maybe
1 saving throw is plus 2d4
or an attack.
We're 3 sorcerers. Jesus fucking Christ, we're 3 sorcerers in.
Yeah. Well, we have 3 ones with expanded spell list. Do we value a little bit extra? Like 10 spells, maybe like I don't know, 6 spells more than just the 1 more bonus spell, but getting access to clerics. Which is better? I honestly would prefer the clerics.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of thinking the same.
I don't hate that. I was kind of inclined to agree.
The other one doesn't really add anything
Like,
that interesting
right,
that
so the thing is
Sword doesn't already have.
The thing is that you get access to a couple of spells, but like a lot of the spells you get, like Arms of Hadar, Hunger of Hadar, Ever's Black Tentacles, these are all just like vague AoE spells, which like sorcerers get Fireball.
And you can't really replace them with anything that special, because we looked at the list and nothing's that.
Like, I think I would
great.
rather just have the utility of like the cleric spell list and bolt it onto a sorcerer. That to me is like better.
I think I'm in agreement.
Do you think
I'm,
do you think
I'm
it's on the
slightly
same
worried that it might
tier?
also be C. Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm
I'm okay with
think
that.
I honestly think so. All
I'm okay with that.
right.
It's very hard to rate. We'll do that for now.
I do think it's a little better than Aberrant, but maybe same
All right.
tier.
Draconic Bloodline.
Shift it to the left of Aberrant.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right.
It's
all
important to keep it.
Keep them
it's
ordered.
important to keep it tidy.
right. Right. The bookkeeping, the books. All right.
Yeah.
Draconic Bloodline. One of the tried and true classic PHB sorcerers.
Only two, right, in the base game.
Only
Yep.
two in the base game: Draconic and Chaos. So,
Chaos.
Dragon Ancestor.
Chaos.
What is it? What is it called? Wild Magic.
Wild magic.
Chaos. You're right.
It's because
but,
the Tides of Chaos is the only real feature of that
Yeah, you're
class.
I
right.
convinced one of my players in my other campaign to go Chaos Sorcerer.
You can call it Chaos
you mean
Sorcerer.
Tides of Chaos Sorcerer?
Yes, Chaos Sorcerer. Tides of Chaos Sorcerer.
All
Exactly.
right, just take one dip Tides of Chaos, and then everything else just put into a fucking fighter and just go ham with a bow. All right, Dragon Ancestor. You choose one type of dragon as your ancestor. Damage type associated with each dragon is used by features you gain later. You can choose black, blue, brass, blah, 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 blah. You gain resistance to one damage type, and eventually you get a dragon breath. But the dragon breath is so pointless, you should never use it. You can speak, read, and write Draconic. Additionally, whenever you make a charisma check when interacting with dragons, your proficiency bonus is doubled if it applies to the check. At first
Adorable.
level, your hit point
Amazingly
maximum
niche.
increases by 1 and increases by 1 again whenever you gain a level in this class. Oh, I didn't know you also got +1 hit point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's good.
good.
And
Like-
you aren't wearing armor. Your AC increased by 13 plus Dex mod. You know what? Actually, this is really good.
I'm telling you, it's
insane.
good.
Like I knew.
Unironically.
Listen, I knew that having permanent
Yeah, okay.
mage armor was good, but also just the fact that like
Half a tough feat.
you get like the
+2 to
effects
con.
of +2 con just
Not
to your hit
quite.
points is like yeah, you don't get the plus con like save.
I
but
like it
still.
as half a tough feat.
Let's.
half a
I
toughness.
like it as your hit die goes up to a D8.
I like it
Sure,
as
that works too.
I like it as,
Except for you, it's actually 1 hit point worse than that.
Oh my fucking
You know what's
god!
As
funny?
the level 1,
If you-
get
because of
7
level 1, you get
HP,
7.
not 8.
if you took this
fucking
and the
hate you,
dwarf
Dan.
that gives you plus
Semantics.
oh my
I
god.
hate you so
if you took
much.
this and the dwarf the dwarf
Hill dwarf?
subrace that
Or
gives you
mountain?
+1 HP, you can really
Yeah.
start to stack some HP.
Yeah,
Whoa.
then you're equal to a fighter almost.
And you're gonna stack con because sorcerer.
Of course.
Yep.
Unless you
And
go
then you
dex, which
take
I
tough.
respect.
And then take tough, beefy sorcerer.
Honestly, it like okay. Not gonna lie to you,
With
this
good
is
armor.
this is easily the best first level feature we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Oh, by
Because
far.
it gives you
Yeah.
+3 base AC. It gives you +1 HP per level, and it gives you a damage resistance. Wait, does it actually?
No, nope, not to level 6.
Not to level 6. Okay, at level 6, it gives you a damage resistance. Wait, is that true?
All right.
Let's keep reading.
Correct me
It's-
if I'm wrong, but sorcerers don't get proficiency in armor.
No,
Or do they
don't.
get light
pretty
armor?
They don't
They
get
don't.
any armor. However, if you are a dwarf,
There was that one sorcerer. No, the clockwork soul can take access to mage armor, which is this is just permanent mage armor.
it's just
Can't
permanent
all
mage armor.
sorcerers get mage armor?
I don't think so. Let me check.
Do they not?
I'm
Oh, if they do,
kinda
then
thought
that's
they
great.
did.
Oh, I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, well,
elemental
well,
affinity.
I mean,
yeah.
Then this is just permanent mage armor.
I
Correct.
like how Tribal says, held up, you get wings. This is the 3rd class we've seen today that can fly. Like,
We've looked at 4 classes.
this is 4. 3 out of 4 of them can fly.
3 of them can can fly at 14th level even. Like, yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous.
They love to give sorcerers flight. That's like the one thing that they get in all these subclasses for some reason.
Sorcerer flight's so good. It's so
I think that's what it is. They're just like, you know what sorcerers need to outclass wizards or be on par? Flight. Give them all flight.
Not non-concentration flight. Amazing.
Yeah.
It should just be a base sorcerer feature at this point.
Yeah, all sorcerers at 14th level can fly.
Right, exactly.
And it's just thematically different for each class.
Oh god. Anyway, 6th level. When you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your draconic ancestry, add your charisma modifier to 1 damage roll of that spell. At the same time, you can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
so you don't even get base resistance. That's kind of lame. I mean, resistances are nice. Is it worth a sorcery point? Like, maybe. Depends on the fight. But, like, you choose one of these and you can't change it. So it's going to be pretty niche. You're probably going to choose one of the fire ones.
Most people ended up just doing fire resistance, and I get to do a little bit of extra damage on my fire bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's easy. It's easy to say.
It's good.
It's pretty. I will say the one sad thing is that if you happen to be fighting a fiery enemy where you want fire resistance, do you know what you don't want to do?
Firebolt.
Cast a fire spell. Yeah.
It is somewhat unfortunate in that respect. It's like one of those double-edged swords that like is really fine for enemies and really bad for players.
Yeah, it's a really it's not universal, right? There's many enemies that do fiery stuff that aren't immune or resistant to fire, but you will run into that probably some point where you're like,
that little extra damage compensates for the resistance somewhat.
Yeah. It's a very clunky implementation.
I mean, it does mean that you can. It does mean that you can add it to Fireball.
True.
Yeah, your Fireball does
nice.
unless you have a +4 modifier at this level. Like it does 32 damage instead of 28. It's
pretty okay. Yeah, pretty good. Especially if you're hitting multiple targets.
12.5% increase in damage, approximately. I don't know, somewhere around that number. I don't know.
Yeah. So it can be good, and obviously adding your ability mod to any damage is just free damage. Like you're never gonna say no.
That's right. I don't have a calculator anymore.
Forbidden. No calculator for Dan.
Oh my god.
Have you still not resolved this issue?
No. It doesn't give me a link to anything. It says copy to clipboard. Like, copy to clipboard? What am I supposed to do with this information?
For context, Dan tried to open the Windows calculator last night. Can you read the error message that appears when you open the native calculator app?
Okay. Calculator. This app can't open. Check the Windows Store for more info about Calculator. See in store. And then my 2 options are close and copy to clipboard. And copy to clipboard just copies that text. So I can Google it myself.
I was wondering what that button does.
Oh no.
I can't believe you lost your calculator.
I use it often.
It is one of the most useful apps for Dans. At 14th level, you gain the ability to sprout a pair of dragon wings from your back, gaining a flying speed equal to your current speed. You can create these wings as a bonus action on your turn. Useful. They last until you dismiss them as a bonus action on your turn. You can't manifest wings while wearing armor unless the armor is made to accommodate them. Clothing not made to accommodate your wings might be destroyed when you manifest them.
This makes this the most inconvenient flight form, but I kind of love it.
I like just the instantly strips any top you might have had. Just
oh,
it's so funny that they wrote that in.
Flight very good at 14th level.
Flight's very good.
All right, what do they get at 18th?
Beginning at 18th level, you can channel the dread. We can almost start ignoring these flight abilities because so many sorcerers get them. It like if they all get it at 14th level. I
think it might just be those 3, and then also one more that gets it at 18th. We'll see.
They specify the inconvenience. Yeah, I mean this is a base PHP, so they probably just like didn't really know, right? You can always tell when it's like before they had really fleshed out what exactly the style was for writing and like how much flavor you needed to have.
Yeah, this would not be printed this way. Elemental affinity would also be different if they wrote it now.
It would be
I bet.
different, yeah. Draconic Presence. At 18th level, you can channel the dread presence of your dragon ancestor, causing those around you to become awestruck or frightened. As an action, you spend 5 sorcery points to draw on this power and exude an aura of awe or fear, your choice, to a distance of 60 feet. For 1 minute or until you lose concentration, as if you were casting a concentration spell, each hostile creature that starts its turn in the aura must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed if you chose awe, or frightened if you chose fear. Until the aura ends, a creature that succeeds on this saving throw is immune to your aura for 24 hours. Very
The only thing that makes this maybe usable is the fact that you're a sorcerer and can quicken bonus action spells, just like the last
bonus
one.
action spell. Yep. And like the thing is, it is nice.
It's concentration. It's still not
concentration.
that usable.
The thing is, I don't know if sorcerers have the same concentration problem that warlocks do.
They do.
Oh,
I've played them. Pain.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
not quite as bad.
I would also say this, just that it's nice that it's a 1 minute aura, and that it just continues to proc throughout that minute, which makes it a lot better than a lot of the other fear effects we've seen, which are like instantaneous one and dones, and they still take your action.
It's true.
How much better does that make it, especially 18th level? Not a lot. Almost negligible, actually.
That many fears. Like the fear spell does this in a safer way where you don't have to really be amidst the enemies.
How big is it?
60 foot R, luckily.
Which is pretty big. I mean, honestly,
not that dangerous.
There is.
Yeah, it's quite large.
There is something to be said about just like being able to hold off a lot of ads. Just because they can't approach you, right? And as a sorcerer, you actually want that. It's kind of like an aggro mechanic.
Tris,
in the
don't
most
get us
obnoxious way possible.
Don't get us started on charm effects, please.
Oh, there's a really please let's not. There's a really awkward thing about this draconic presence though. If they are outside the aura, they can just walk in and they don't have to make any saves.
Is it at the start of your turn?
No, it's at the start of its turn, but not when it enters the aura on the first time on a turn.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they
absolutely would have written that differently.
They forgot to write that.
Fuck, man.
Like, what spell doesn't do that? This is the only effect I can think of.
Yeah, that's
really clunky. So, like, they won't be able to approach me. They approached you. Oh. They dashed up to your face, and then next turn they might be able to get frightened.
Yeah, that is awkward. I mean, it is 60 feet, though.
Although, you'll be flying above them, they won't be able to get up to your face.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's the actual use case. You just dive bomb people with your fear, and they're like, ah.
You just hover like 10 feet up in the air and just are blanketing the air in an annoying fear aura.
Can you? Oh no, I actually love this all of a sudden. And just imagine like you see a draconic sorcerer wings out T-posing 10 feet above you, and you're just like, ah.
And its flying is just only in T-pose, like, awkward form. Sliding, and just, like, every time it turns, it just takes a 90-degree instant turn.
All right, where do we think this lands? Because I think that first level feature is easily the strongest one we've seen. And the 6th level feature is fine.
It's made a little bit worse by the fact that every sorcerer can just have mage armor.
True.
The health,
also get
they
HP.
can't get the health. Does this even get breath weapons? I don't think it does.
I guess for some reason
I remember you mentioned one, but I don't see it.
I must be thinking about Dragonborns.
Yeah, also Dragonborn get innate resistance to their type.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably.
You know what would be really funny? If you were a Dragonborn sorcerer, but your draconic ancestry was of a different type of Dragonborn than you are.
Different. I always think about that it's like suboptimal to not do that because otherwise your resistances don't stack. That's always crossed my mind.
That's so sad.
funny.
You just should get immunity.
Yeah, sometimes I wish they would just stack like that, but oh my god, that's so funny.
Also, I typed out the Trist that charms often end when you hit an ally, but actually I'm reading this and it doesn't explicitly say that, so I guess it just gets the charmed condition, which means they can't attack you. So
This is pretty nice.
decent, yeah. I have to revoke my statement. This
one
might be
seems
usable.
it seems to be that you can just unconditionally charm, which again, this is one of those effects that like is definitely here and is janky because it was one of the base subclasses.
Yeah.
So I think Elemental Affinity used to work with Scorching Ray, but I think it doesn't now.
Actually, I have to
Did they nerf it?
Oh, probably.
Like it used to hit with each application of Scorching Ray.
Oh.
Sorry.
Did they errata that out?
I think so.
Oh, I see. I can see why. I can see why.
Yes, probably wise.
Scorching Ray would be really good all of a sudden.
Actually, also, if you charm people, all they're gonna do is just mob your allies.
Yeah. I mean, all charm does is make them not attack you in particular, but you're the one that can't attack anyway because you're flying. So you really need to use this for fear.
Also, yes, your shirt has to be ripped open to accommodate the wings, or it will rip open when you summon the wings.
I am the biggest defender of flight, but there are such things as ranged attacks. I guess, but then there's no point in. Well, no, fear still gives a disadvantage. Anyway,
ranged attacks don't exist.
That's when you just charm everybody.
Every time I have a ranged enemy in any campaign, like I hear Sean bitching.
How dare you hit me?
What? I can't believe you do me like this. You're not supposed to out me.
All right, what do we think this lands?
Think about it, like your fireball is going to do like 15% more damage, 20% more damage.
Why would you not go shirtless if you're a dragon sorcerer? This is my train of thought exactly. I think you should never wear a shirt.
I don't think this subclass actually offers very much, even compared to like Aberrant Mind. I think a sorcerer that would normally have like 150 health, and now they have like 165 health. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
And you know, more AC.
But the thing is, at that level, every sorcerer can mage armor at no cost. Oh, if they do have to, this is one extra spell you can choose compared to the other subclasses that get lots of other spells they can choose.
Very true.
Like, I value that AC as you get one more spell choice and one more first level spell slot. I don't think that's very good.
In the past, I would have argued with you because I always thought Dragon was fairly strong, but I think I value.
I never thought it was fairly strong. I was just like, AC good.
But these new sorcerers are really good.
I think I value more spell list and or spells prepared.
Sorcerers, I would say, are probably one of the greatest victims of power creep in 5e.
I think Aberrant Sorcerer does almost everything Dragon Ancestor does, or Draconic Bloodline does, but better.
So what do you think? D tier then?
I do not think it could be in the same tier as Aberrant Mind. That's what I'll say.
I think you're right.
It has to be below.
Put it in D for now, and we'll reevaluate if Aberrant Mind should be C tier.
I'm willing to say yes. Okay. Favored Soul Revisited on Arcana.
Oh my fucking god!
They really had to change this a couple of times. Let's see, Divine Magic. So you get the cleric spell list. First level, your hit point maximum increased by 1 every level. Starting at first level, Divine Power guards your destiny. Oh wait, this is basically the same thing.
It's not. Well, two of the features are, but 2 of the features are not.
Okay.
Actually, 3 of the features are different.
6th level, Blessed Countenance, you undergo a minor physical transformation. Whatever your choice, it doubles your charisma check bonus proficiency. Cool. And at 14th level, you're immune to disease, poison damage.
Wait. If your proficiency bonus applies to a charisma check, is this all charisma checks you get expertise in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, that's insane. That's 4 expertises at 6th level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually like an amazing feature for the face of a party to have all your charisma checks
I mean, at 6th level too is like pretty early to get.
That's so good.
And like, it's not an ability that you would have to like spec into because it's just your
you don't have to like
ability.
for 1 minute you get bonus. It's just
right. It's just forever. It is nice that it's really unconditional.
I mean, this is one of the best features I've seen.
It's the best non-combat feature. I can't compare combat and non-combat features in my head. Like, it just doesn't work for me.
I totally can. I have not seen a combat feature equate to the power level of this feature.
Oh, at 6th level specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely that.
I think that's fair.
I would take this over Flight.
I can't believe you would say that.
Like, I value this as stronger than a lot of the 14th level features we've seen.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
that's 4 expertises on someone who wants to get 5 charisma.
It's good. Not everyone is as quite a skill monkey as you, Dan, but I am in agreement. It's very, very good.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think it is definitely a tier better than Divine Soul, is what I'll say.
Can I see the other stuff again?
We haven't seen the rest of it yet.
It's Divine Purity is immune to disease, poison damage, and poison condition, and then uninterrupted recovery is the same.
What was the 14th level feature of the other one?
Well, let's see.
And also,
what was the first level?
Oh, it was Flight. It was Flight. Of course, it was Flight.
Flight's better.
And also the first level, you get a bonus for first level feature where you just get half a tough feat.
That's
no
true.
reason.
This is just like this is what is it? This is Divine Soul but better.
This is better, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think this is a tier above.
Did they think that this was too strong? Because like it's clear that Divine Soul was derived from Favored Soul.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't think it was too strong. They thought it was too. They had to add Flight at 14th level, and then they thought it was too strong.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
That's right.
No, that's it. You got it.
Poison damage and being immune to all poison damage, poison and diseases is actually pretty solid.
That's pretty
Good, yeah.
Yeah, I dismissed it out of hand jokingly, but you're right. It's one of the most common damage choices. I love damage immunities. It's so they're a little bit niche. They're actually pretty niche because there's a lot of fights where it just won't come into play. But
unless you're immune to fire.
It's so fucking satisfying to be immune to a damage type. It's so fucking satisfying to be like, no, not today.
There are fewer greater feelings in the world than not taking damage when you otherwise would.
Oh, yes.
I don't think
you just sit there and you're like, and it's like the fucking Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, like what I mean, where he's just like nano machine, son.
Yeah. It's not as good as a Clockwork Soul, but I do like this one a lot.
When I played that fire immune sorcerer, every time you fireballed me, I was like giddy, like straight up. I was like so excited every time it happened.
All right, cool. That was an easy one.
Got rid of the one weakness of that other one was its 6th level feature was nothing feature, and now it has an amazing 6th level feature.
Except the sort of cause and effect is backwards there.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, you're right. They broke it.
Yeah, exactly. They made it worse. Giant Soul.
Fuck.
The giants once dwelled in a fabled realm known as Ostoria, a paradise for this is giants. Okay. Jotun resilience. Your hit point maximum increases by 1 and increases by 1 again when you gain a level in this class.
Something tells me they regret giving them a D6.
Yeah. You should have just given them the D8.
Oh god, I've seen this so much.
Oh god. Yeah, it's like
give them all flight and give them all a D8.
This is like that. Now that's what I call sorcerers, where like at first level, it's +1 max hit point per level, and then at 14th level, it's flight.
Now, if the giant flies, that might be a little excessive.
Oh please!
I want the giant to fly in the dumbest way possible.
They flap their legs.
No. I want giants to fly in that they're like the soul of the giant is holding you aloft, so you just stand there. Okay, Mask of the Ordning. At first level, you discover innate magical abilities within yourself that are based on your giant heritage. Select one of the giant types from the Mask of the Mark of the Ordning table. At first and third level, you learn the spells associated with your choice, as shown in these spells count as sorcerer spells. They don't count against your number of sorcerer spells known. Okay.
I bet at 14th level they'll just make you large and say that's close enough to flight.
I think you know what? I'm willing to believe you. No, you know what I think it is? I think I remember Dan playing this one.
What?
Did I? I don't think I did.
No, Dan would never.
Because I think the way that this one works is I think it's a transformation ability. I think you channel largening.
Oh my god.
And I think Dan played a channel largening sorcerer that was all about grappling or something.
A channel large. I hope
this was at university in the library.
Oh,
I wasn't.
Oh, and you could cast Enlarge Ruse on yourself to make it even bigger. I remember that.
So you can choose so you get a minorly expanded spell list depending on which giant you choose. You can get Fog Cloud, Minor Illusion, and Invisibility, Burning Hands, Firebolt, and Flaming Sphere, Armor of Agathis, Ray of Frost, and Hold Person, Heroism, Shillelagh, and Enlarge Reduce.
Garbage besides Enlarge Reduce, which is hilarious.
Entangle, Resistance, and Spike Growth. I think Sorcerers get Enlarge Reduce by default.
Nice.
Shocking Grasp, Thunder Wave, and Gust of Wind.
Ugh. The
first one I think is the best.
Yeah. I think so. 100%.
Yeah, those are all amazing. Oh, okay. They ordered it weirdly, but it's cantrip first level, second level spell.
Or first level cantrip, second level.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, weird.
I mean, Entangle and Spike Growth are like potentially useful as like control spells.
Yeah, you're right.
Spells here that are not on the sorcerer spell list. I see Armor of Agathis. I assume Heroism, Shillelagh.
Yeah, Heroism and Shillelagh, Spike Growth.
If you want a melee sorcerer, I guess here you go.
Please don't take Shillelagh.
Why would you ever take Shillelagh as a sorcerer?
If you want a melee sorcerer.
I don't understand. Anyway, there are some spell lists here that are like pretty decent, I would say even.
But you only get 3 compared to what we've seen.
You only get 3. It's not a lot.
Better than 0.
Listen,
6th level, you gain a benefit whenever you cast one of the spells granted by your Mark of the Ordning feature. Oh, okay, so you get bonus features. Cloud Giant. Immediately after you cast any of your Mark of the Ordning spells, you magically teleport as a bonus action. Teleport to an unoccupied space you can see that is no further than a number of feet equal to 10 plus your Constitution modifier. Interesting.
Could I make an argument to the DM that if I cast Invisibility and I'm no longer where I just was, should I have to hide?
I don't know.
I bet raw it wouldn't work, but yeah, I don't hate that argument.
I bet if you said that to any DM, they would probably believe you.
They'll say that they can see the dust that appeared when your feet moved, right? Like when you teleported into the spot, right? There's excuses that can get around that.
Okay, Fire Giant. Gain a bonus to the damage rolls of your Mark of the Ordning spells. The bonus equals your Constitution modifier, minimum of +1. Frost Giant. Immediately after you cast any of your Mark of the Ordning spells, you gain temporary hit points equal to your Con mod, minimum of 1. If the spell is Armor of Agathis, you instead increase its temporary hit points by an amount equal to your Constitution modifier.
It's not that much.
Not that much.
Like Armor of Agathis at base is
5,
10,
right?
Is it 5? 5. Okay, it is 5.
You play a wrestler sorcerer. Listen, I played a wrestler wizard. I need to pee really bad. I'll be right back.
Okay.
What were you saying, Dan?
I mean, if you're first level casting Armor of Agathis, and you have like let's say 18 con right now, which is probably the most you can have at this low level. That goes from 5 temp HP to 9 temp HP. That's decent. And the longer it lasts, the more you get those 5 cold damage procs. It's not bad.
Yeah. True.
It quickly becomes irrelevant because by later levels, if you want Agathis to work, you have to upcast it anyway.
Yeah, it has not good scaling because it doesn't scale.
It does
really.
Not. But
sorry,
level 1. That's like okay. You gotta get this at level 6.
yeah. I want to reevaluate. It's not bad. Cloud Giant is probably good. It just does it annoy you as much as it annoys me that you're going to be able to teleport probably like 13 or 14 feet? Isn't that just like
that's terrible?
Isn't that so annoying?
What?
They're like if you have any number of Constitution at set for 20, you teleport 2 grid squares. But if you have 20, you get teleport 3 grid squares.
Oh, that's awful.
Isn't that so annoying?
That out.
Wait, that's fucked.
That's why I groaned when I saw it, because I was like, oh, a 13-yard teleport is just, I hate it.
Yikes. Okay.
What do you round up, down?
Let's see. Hill Giant. Immediately after you cast any of your Mark of the Ordning spells, you target up to. You can target up to 2 creatures within 5 feet of you that you can see. Each target must succeed on a Strength saving throw against your spell save DC, or be pushed a number of feet away from you equal to 5 plus your Constitution modifier. A target can choose to fail this save. Unless you don't use grids for some reason. Yeah, God,
I only play D&D with a 1 foot by 1 foot grid. Get on my level.
Oh my god. That would be
5 feet's
so
just not
painful.
5 feet is not granular enough for me.
Okay. Immediately after you cast any Mark of your Ordning spells, you gain a bonus to AC equal to your Constitution modifier. That's the Stone Giant, which is actually a good spell list.
Whoa! But
Until
what
the end
would you
of your next
cast?
Like,
You'd be forced to like quicken spell resistance.
you can cast Entangle or Spike Growth. Like those aren't bad spells.
How often can you justify Entangle or Spike Growth at 6th level up?
I honestly think those abilities scale better than some damage abilities.
All right, I'll reread them. Because I know that. Let's see if they're okay. So one of them is restrains. That's good. That's not bad. It's a concentration, but restrains. That's not bad. And then the other one is Spike Growth. That one's just damage, terrain. Right? Let me see. And damage and
let's see.
20-foot
radius area becomes difficult terrain when a creature.
For every 5 feet, it takes some damage.
That's pretty good. It's no save. It just takes damage when it moves.
Also concentration.
These are both concentration spells, and you only get the AC for 1 turn.
I do think. Oh god, you're right. That's terrible design. You're gonna have to uncast it and then cast it again.
No. You're gonna be quick in spelling resistance when the
you're
enemies
gonna be quick in spelling resistance. Yeah.
You're going. It's basically 2 sorcery points to quick and spell resistance, which will then give you plus AC equal to your con.
Yeah, and resistance says once before the spell. Oh no, resistance is also concentration.
No way.
Yep.
Okay, I will.
3 of these are concentration.
I will also say this though. I will say in general, AC tends to be a little bit more situational for casters, right? Like you don't actually need high AC unless you're being attacked.
Which means this is bad.
Which makes it bad because in order to get that AC, you have to drop concentration on something if you're already concentrating, because the only spells that can give this bonus to you are concentration spells.
You have no choice but to drop concentration, yep.
I guess so. I don't know what concentration spells you're casting as a sorcerer.
Yeah, have you played a sorcerer?
Haste, Hypnotic Pattern. Those are the 2 off the top of my head.
Wall of Force?
Maybe they don't actually. Feels like they should.
Enlarge Reduce. You're a giant sorcerer.
I'm not. I don't know.
Like if you're playing a giant sorcerer, you're concentrating on Enlarge Reduce.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Yeah. Sorcerers get Hypnotic Pattern.
Wow, that's nuts.
That's great. But okay, real quick, resistance. Once before the spell ends, the target can roll, and you'll cast it on yourself. Because it's touch range.
Just using Fireball? Yeah, that's my logic here.
1 saving throw of its choice.
Oh.
Okay, immediately after you cast any of your Mark of the Ordning spells as a Storm Giant, up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you take lightning damage equal to your con mod.
These are all so lackluster.
Okay,
and
Rage is good.
Which
one?
Cloud Giant is decent.
For the invisibility shenanigans?
And Teleport.
Teleport's always good.
I guess if you're casting invisibility, though, you usually don't need it.
I'm asking, if you're casting Fog Cloud, I doubt Teleport is relevant. If you're casting invisibility, I doubt Fog Cloud is relevant. If you're casting Minor Illusion, I almost guarantee Teleport is relevant.
No, this gives you infinite short-range teleports. I love it.
Great.
Nothing personal, kid. Nothing personal, kid.
Oh, it also eats your bonus action. Whatever.
Okay, 14th level, you gain the ability to channel the souls of your ancestors into your physical form. When you start casting a sorcerer spell on your turn and expend a spell slot, you can increase your size by 1 category from medium to large, for example.
Yes.
For example. So you can go from any category to any larger category. This increase lasts for 1 minute. It ends early if you die or are incapacitated. Until it ends, you gain the following benefits. Your current hit points and your maximum both increase by 1 per sorcerer level. Oh!
Great. You get 14
more
health.
hit points.
14 hit points.
Your reach increases by 5 feet for some reason. Your walking speed increases by 5 feet. You advance.
Melee sorcerer.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up and hydrate.
No.
You have
I
advantage
wonder.
on strength checks and strength saving throws. Oh, it is a grappler. You gain a bonus to the damage rolls of your melee weapon attacks. Stop it! Stop it! Stop! No, the shillelagh! It's coming back to bite us!
Kill sorcerer. Kill giant melee.
Can you do this that HP when all those enemies are next to you now because you're fucking big chunk or massive? Yeah.
While we're talking about garbage shit, spec into some druid levels and take flame blade.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Hydrate again.
No, what? Again? Oh my god.
Listen, that's what the chat says.
Oh my god.
At 18th level, your Constitution score increases by 2 up to a maximum of 22.
More health.
In addition, you can now use Rage of Fallen Astoria twice between rests, but no more than once in a turn.
Big.
Wait, yeah, you can get 2 sizes bigger now.
So you go from medium to large to huge, and then you cast enlarge reduce on yourself.
You can no, Dan. I don't think you understand. It's anytime you cast a sorcerer spell. So you cast enlarge reduce on yourself turn 1, and you skip all the way to huge.
Oh,
And
then in the following turn you do some bullshits.
All right,
Nick,
exactly.
What spell do you have to cast to make it affect
any
you?
spell. You can do any spell.
Any
Any
sorcerer spell.
Okay, good. No, I was hoping.
Then you fireball and you're gargantuan. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Is that gargantuan? Are we skipping one?
Large, huge.
Thick, enormous.
No, I think it just goes large, huge, gargantuan, right?
Yep. Yes, it technically does.
Wow.
That is
Mads, you should
that is
play this.
objectively so funny.
Mads, you would have so much fun with this.
You could be the size of a kraken. This is also objectively. This is also way bigger than any giant gets.
It's way better.
You can become the biggest. I don't know. I don't understand why, but you can just become the biggest.
Well, it's not about why. It's about.
It's
the
about
fact
could
that
you?
Can. No, you should. The answer is yes.
Oh no.
Does enlarge reduce provide you any benefit?
I think
No.
I think it gives
Should
you
you
like,
do it every combat? Yes.
you know what you know what I think it gives you? I think it gives you like plus 1d4 to your damage die or something.
That's why you play melee sorcerer.
Okay,
really-
okay, hold on. I need to know if you can actually do this.
I like
Well, yeah,
the
you can
fact
do it.
that the big advantage of being big is it means your enemies can no longer grapple you unless they're huge or larger.
Let's see. The spell until the spell ends, the target also has advantage on, let's see. While these the target's weapons also grow to match its new size. While these weapons are enlarged, the target's attacks with them deal 1d4 extra damage. So, okay, let's say that you're a hill giant sorcerer and you cast Shillelagh. So your first turn you cast Enlarge Reduce. Your second turn as a bonus action you cast Shillelagh, which counts as a sorcerer spell for you. Which means you grow to Gargantuan, and your weapon does use your spellcasting ability instead of strength. Oh! The weapon's damage die becomes a D8. So 1d8 is 4.5. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up the calculator.
Wait, you didn't know that about Shillelagh? That's why it's good for melee sorcerer.
Yeah, of course.
Why?
1d8. Okay, so 4.5 plus 1d4 is 2.5 is
Dan.
7 plus
What?
5 is 12 damage.
12
You can make
damage.
one attack for 12 damage.
Sorry, I just, if you were watching the Twitch stream, you would have seen Josh type in calculator, and it just like started. It would have been, it was beautiful.
Oh wait, no, it's all you also get a bonus to the damage rolls of your melee weapons equal to your con mod. At 14th level, I mean, is it fair to say like plus 4 con? You would do 16 damage with one attack on average. This seems so bad. It's so bad.
However, it doesn't restrict you from using stuff like Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade. With
Oh,
Shillelagh.
that is true. God,
Shillelagh is a bonus action, so you can bonus action Shillelagh into
and then
full
action
Green Flame Blade.
like Green Flame Blade. Oh my god, the layers of like bullshit you can do to make to make even like a fourth of a semi-functioning character is absurd.
Sorry, yeah, and I just realized actually you can do it all in one turn. You can oh no, you can't. But yeah, it still takes 2 turns because they limit it. Yeah.
You need to take 2 turns.
Here,
oh no,
here,
but you can't.
this...
No, wait. But you know what this means though? It means that you Oh no, never mind. You can only do it. Yeah, it's a 2-turn process.
Yeah, it's always 2 turns, but that's okay. You get the huge.
Imagine this image. Some enemy, like let's say it's some fucking bandit or something, sees some guy running towards you, like that guy storming the castle in Monty Python and the Grail. They're like, oh, is he coming towards us? And then he gets bigger, 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 and then he's the size of a fucking kraken. And then his staff turns into this big, glowing, powerful staff, and then suddenly he's just swinging it down on you with the force of like 1,000 suns, and it starts glowing with a massive thunderous power from Booming Blade, and then it hits them for like 20 damage.
I almost feel like the Rage of Fallen Astoria should have given you multi-attack.
Maybe.
It should have given you the ability to attack twice.
Where in Rage of Fallen...
Even with all these features, and like Booming Blade, and Shillelagh, and Large Reduce, you're not going to hit very hard.
It's just so bad. Like,
Where in Rage of Fallen Astoria does it say your gear scales with you?
Nowhere, but it doesn't matter.
No, but it should.
I think it's funnier if the Shillelagh is tiny in your hands.
You're right. You're just hitting people with a tiny stick.
And the toothpick is glowing with a very small amount of magical power.
To be clear, the Shillelagh gets bigger once when you cast Enlarge Reduce.
Okay, all right.
Does Enlarge Reduce increase your weapon side?
Okay, so let's assume the best possible scenario. So what's it called? 4.5 plus 2.5. And then plus 5, and then plus.
So you're swinging like a log.
Plus 6 is 18 damage at 20th level with your max 22 con.
Are you counting like Booming Blade and stuff?
No. How much damage is Booming Blade at this level?
Well, it would be 4d8 extra, so that's another 18 damage.
36 damage. But you're really all in on that because if you miss, you fuck. You just fucking suck.
That's great.
This is the problem, right?
This log you're wielding is actually pretty tiny in the hands of something that looks like a kraken.
This is also extremely funny too because you only get one attack, right? So if you miss that attack, you might miss and it would really suck. But the problem also is that this is a 2-turn commitment to even engage it.
Yes.
Like you're like, hold on, let me just wait, the fight's over.
I do like that you have a reach of 15 feet.
Wait, and you're gargantuan. You can hit everything.
Except for the weapon doesn't even have to be 15 feet, like not even close to that long. It's just your arms get really long.
Yeah.
Wait, does yeah, like oh my god.
You are the size of a kraken. If you do all these shenanigans,
I think we kind of got lost in the sauce. I've lost track.
This is better.
This is an S tier class.
How do we rate this?
It's an S tier class.
Does this class do anything significant besides having like the tough feet? No. I think this is worse than Draconic Sorcerer.
I think so too. It's so bad.
I'm waiting.
It doesn't. I can't.
It doesn't do anything.
The ambigonist. You
just get bigger, but don't actually use it for anything.
So, okay, this is very ironic, Trist. Attack of opportunity procs actually get harder the bigger you get because they have to leave your range.
They get less. You get less of them now.
So yeah, the number of every time with a 5-foot range, if they're not next to you, you get one. If with a 10-foot range, they can be 2 squares away before you get one.
However, you will now proc more opportunity attacks for enemies
because
exactly. They can just run around you because your reach is huge. Exactly.
I feel like they should have given this sorcerer way more hit points just to literally just be a bag of hit points.
Oh my god. It doesn't... have that many hit points. Really.
It really doesn't. Like you get half a tough feat, and then you get a tough feat at 14.
The other
when you
half.
activate your ability. You get the other half of it.
And then at 18th, you get a third half.
Yeah, well, but then you can use the second one. So it'll eventually be 2 tough feats of total. If you use all your features and really spend like times buffing yourself up, that's some health.
I have a question. Do these abilities like stack?
Read the last sentence of the 18th. Only
Oh,
the
they're
size, hit points, reach.
cumulative.
Only the size, hit points, reach, and walking speed. I'm actually genuinely upset that the attack bonus from the con
that's
mod
so
doesn't.
No.
sad.
I mean,
Is this Unearthed Arcana? Yeah, this is Unearthed Arcana.
yeah, there's no way they printed this.
all those tough feats and all those cons and whatever, that's about equal to just that other sorcerer using their bonus action to heal once.
Yeah, or alternatively, all the other sorcerers flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you save a lot of
Way
hit points by
better.
not being the biggest target on the battlefield. It's like, you know what? It is actively detrimental for you to become this big.
You actually don't have any AC because you don't have any armor proficiency with this subclass. You're gonna have to cast mage armor.
What was the point of this class?
God, maybe
It's really
stone,
funny.
Maybe I underrated the stone giant feature of the con plus AC to AC.
I think,
Uh-huh. But
I
then
think
you're just be casting resistance every
Yeah, it
turn.
would suck.
I think,
No, this-
sincerely, this is the funniest class in the game.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there with Tree Ranger for sure.
This is very, very Unearthed Arcana. In fact, I think I watched the video of the guy making this. He made it in an hour.
Oh, of course it did.
That's
I watched it while I was studying for like some test in the Santa Cruz McHenry Library.
oh McHenry. I thought you were gonna say yeah.
My God. See,
This is so good. Can you drop it in F tier?
Yeah, please put it in F tier.
yeah. It's so sad.
Oh no!
just
Look at the next 2 we have.
Oh,
Wait,
fuck me.
how many more?
Mage of,
How many have we done?
Mage of Prismari and Mage of Quandrix
We've
might
done
be next.
6. I think we should do the 2 mages and maybe call it after that.
I
And
think
then
so.
we will be done. All right, that sounds good.
Then we'll have
Okay.
9 left. We will have done 8.
Yeah, but the Strixhaven ones are always the most complicated.
Well, let's
so
see it. Let's see
It's
it.
nice to get them out of the way. Man,
Strix-
I just feel so sad about this class because it's so fucking funny.
I'm not remotely sad.
Well, you know, you can
That's
easily
what makes
design your own.
I
what makes it
would
funny.
absolutely
Yeah.
take some time to fix this.
Oh please, please!
Anyway, Mage of
It has to be a
Prismari.
melee sorcerer, right? All right.
Don't listen to Dan.
Oh wait, this was the one we did for druids.
Okay.
This one
let's see
this
it.
one
It's kinda
sucked
shite.
ass.
Well,
Well,
let's
let's
see if
see.
it's right for sorcerer.
You gain proficiency in 2 of the following skills of your. Oh wait a minute.
Oh no.
Wait. Oh, you get both first level ones. That's right. 1 to okay, yeah. You get the full progression. 2 of the following skills: acrobatics, athletics, nature, performance. So 2 free skills, and then also you get Boreals. You can dash as a bonus action. Oh, this is the bonus action dasher.
Oh.
Icy water swirls around you. Until the end of your turn, you can move across the surface of water as if it were harmless solid ground. Additionally, when you leave a space within 5 feet of a creature, you force that creature to make a strength save against your spell save DC. On a failed saving throw, the creature is knocked prone. A creature can only be affected by the water only once each turn.
Garbage.
Flame Wreath. What are you, a rogue? Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, you would want this. This is a good ability to have as a caster because you
You
want to get
can't
the fuck
bonus
out of
action
dodge.
disengage, so if you leave a space within 5 feet of a creature,
Unless you Thunderlight Jaunt. Until the end of your turn, you can move through the space of other creatures, and you do not provoke opportunity attacks. If you end your turn
but you
inside
can't do
a
that
creature's-
and Boreal Sweep.
No. You choose one of these. only.
Why would you?
So Boreal Sweep will never be used.
Pretty much.
It wasn't good to begin with.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Flame Wheel spell that Steven would always cast and just run around people.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Scorching Whirl, flames wreath your step once before end of each of your turns. You can force each creature within 5 feet of you to make a dexterity save against your spell save DC. On a fail, the creature takes fire damage equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting mod. These are pretty unremarkable in the face of the fact that you're just going to Thunderlight Jaunt to dash away.
Which is great.
Which is good.
It is a dash disengage. That's great.
Oh, no.
I'm saying a sorcerer is one of those classes that is very squishy and wants to be out of danger.
I can hear the jester's laugh in the distance. It's growing louder.
Listen.
Do you not wish to tumble?
The sorcerer's doomed. The sorcerer skedaddles. And then still casts because they still have their full action.
They do. They don't even
and they're
have
60 feet away.
Range is way better for a caster than it is for
this is really, really good.
Yeah.
The reason I believe that we didn't rate this that super highly for druids is because druid spells don't really do anything.
Well, the druids. Oh, wait, okay, you're far away. Are you going to do anything useful?
Answer is no. Okay, 6th level, you have owned your forms of elemental expression to best suit your ideas. Choose one of the following damage types: cold, fire, or lightning. You gain resistance to that damage type. Additionally, when you cast a spell using a spell slot that deals the chosen damage type, you emit a spectacular aura of artistry, which extends 5 feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover, and lasts until the end of your next turn. While the aura is active, each creature of your choice has resistance to your... Oh, this is the resistance one. This is the conditional resistance.
Let's see.
I've forgotten them. Hold on.
Wait.
So you get permanent resistance
For one.
and then
You can share resistance when you cast spells.
that's right. So it's really just you get resistance.
5
You
feet
get resistance.
but only within 5 feet of you.
Yeah.
I
So
remember
you
that
get
one being really
resistance.
bad, and we effectively voiced it as you just have resistance, and the
Yes.
sharing thing is practically irrelevant
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
because that'll just cause your allies to get hit by it if you're not spreading out.
Yeah, you might be able to stand next to one other person and give them
Like the
resistance to the
paladin.
fireball.
At 10th level,
Not the
which is
paladin.
14th, by the way, for sorcerers.
Not the
Once
paladin?
per turn, when you deal damage to at least one target, you gain an additional effect determined by the damage type chosen for your favored medium feature. One of the cold. One of the creatures of your choice takes damage. One target of your choice takes an additional 1d6 cold damage. You must make a con save against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the target speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of its
Decent.
next turn. A target can be affected by ice only once per round.
Movement speed reductions are actually not that bad.
Movement speed
Yeah.
reductions are actually like I think people underrate them a lot, especially in combination with each other because they almost always stack. You can really
My
just
party-
lock people down.
My party kited a hill giant by all just casting cantrips and then running backwards, and one of those cantrips they were casting was like the 10 feet slow cantrip, and the giant was just running at them, throwing rocks like, "Get over here, I want to smash you."
Like even
They just never caught them after like three turns.
even just a warlock that has the invocation that lets them slow plus that cantrip is like you can really kite a single enemy forever.
Although the warlock would just push.
Yeah,
You can do all of them.
You can do all
that's
of them.
true.
Yeah. One of the
Oh,
targets.
I
of your
miss
choice-
Eldritch Shove. I should do another one of those again.
Yeah.
One of your targets of your choice takes an additional 1d6 fire damage, fortifying flames, then dance around one creature of your choice within 30 feet of you. The chosen creature gains 1d6 temporary hit points.
Not bad, I guess.
I guess
But
like
it never scales.
it never scales.
Whereas 10 feet of movement speed is always 10 feet of movement speed.
Correct. Movement speed scales way better. It's like it's a constant that is always good. I mean, yeah, I don't know. This
At
one's just
10th
kind of
level-
whatever. It's not even 10. It's 14.
3.55. Oh,
Guys,
at 14th
this-
level. Yeah.
This is all irrelevant because you've taken once
No,
per
this-
turn when you deal damage, but determined by the damage type chosen for your favored medium feature.
Yeah, so
So
there
you'll
you
take
have to
you'll
choose
choose
a
damage type.
resistance.
You'll
I
probably
hate
have
this,
fire
that's
resistance,
right.
So
honestly.
Well, you might take fire, but because of this feature, you might actually take cold and then take cold.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Although it's like, because like the resistance up there at 6th level, it doesn't actually matter that much. I might actually plan ahead for the later one.
Yeah, fair.
Resistance to one spell damage type is not that important to like optimize.
Yeah, and lightning is just they get a save or don't take reactions, which is
Not good.
not amazing.
I would just take cold.
I probably would too.
And it makes you.
Mhm.
Oh, but it's annoying that it's one of the fucking targets. Man, this is such a garbage 14th level feature.
It's yes it is.
It's like nothing.
There is a caveat to this that I think Josh can confirm, but I
What?
believe I suspect you can take either of these, this or the one below it at 14, and then you take the other one at 18.
Oh.
So, Trist, it is 10 plus. This is part of the Strixhaven series, in which they wrote a subclass and said this applies to. You could take this subclass as a bard or as a druid, a sorcerer, or something else. So any of those, right?
Druid, sorcerer, wizard. Yes.
So
and then there's like 5 of these, and they apply to the different casters.
But the problem with that is that druids, for example, get a feature like a subclass feature at level 10. Sorcerers do not get one at 10; they get theirs at 14, which means that even though it says 10 plus, you can't take that feature until level 14. That's how clunky it is. And that brings up Josh. We have to read it, but I suspect that at 14th level, you might be able to take the lower one instead.
You want to read that? I don't. You should find that out.
Impeccable physicality, rather than.
No, I meant figure out if that's actually true, because I think the Unearthed Arcana might. Yeah, if you find the Unearthed Arcana itself,
it probably says so at the top.
It just said you just need to meet the prerequisite, so you can just take the 14th one instead.
I think Sean's right.
And then the focused expression becomes your 18th level ability.
Oh,
even better!
Wow, it is actually it's better to delay it in this case because you're just not gonna reach that level.
And you might just like multi-class your later levels. Like,
also,
what do you have to look forward
back,
to beyond 17th level, right? Nothing.
Welcome back to the Women Respecting Club. Okay,
So wait,
what even is the 14th level ability? Your dedication and training have instilled an outstanding sense of precision and grace. You gain proficiency in dexterity saves if you do not already have it. Useful.
Cool.
Additionally, when you make a dex save, you can treat a d20 roll of a 9 or lower as a 10. Also useful.
I guess.
It's either amazing or utterly useless. It's that same thing I mentioned.
I mean,
but you're proficient, so it's actually probably amazing. Hot take.
You know what?
It's 14th level. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. It means almost always you will be taking half damage on fireballs and shit, as opposed to about half the time.
I will say
it's not that impactful.
It is interesting that you don't get an expanded spell list for this. Probably because they included druids. Druids can't have shit.
Druids get they usually get an expanded spell class. So actually, it's kind of weird.
Only land druids do.
No.
Only the circle druids.
The reason they didn't expand the spell list is because wizards.
Oh yeah, because you can't let wizards get more and more spells.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Okay, all these features pretty ass, except for the first level shit, because the first level shit I actually like a lot. Two proficiencies. That's 2 proficiencies. Great. And having on a class that doesn't really use their bonus action as often as you'd think, unless they're deciding to do some, what do you call it? Quicken spell. But you probably don't even need to with this, because Thunderlight Jaw is great. Having a dash disengage is amazing. However, this is kind of the only thing this whole subclass gets.
Yeah,
they get proficiency in dex saves.
Eventually,
I know how fucking
confetti.
Boring. Yeah, I know it's so fucking boring, but it is like objectively powerful. Oh, well,
I don't think
fine.
it's that good.
I'm probably overvaluing it, but I think dex saves are good because you already have proficiency in con saves, which is the other one you want.
You'd rather have wisdom than dex.
That's. I think that's also valid. Guess what you can do, Dan?
What?
Both. And this is one of the only subclasses that can do that. Yeah. You resilient wisdom, and then you get dex through this.
Yeah, that's true. You'd actually be better off doing resilient dex, because the 1+1 to dex is more important than the +1 to wisdom. But you can't do that because. But
you can't do that. Yeah.
Annoyingly.
Oh, pain. Okay. I don't know. Like, it's a good ability to have. It's really good at lower levels, and again, we haven't really been talking about like level weight, mostly because sorcerers are like really weird, but like.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them get really ass low level abilities, and this one's really good.
Like we previously, the Draconic Sorcerer was the strongest first level. This is a lot stronger than that, I think.
I would tend to agree.
The Draconic was the strongest first level, and we put it in D tier.
No, we put Draconic. Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, to be fair,
Draconic.
To be fair, every other class, it's because they have expanded spell lists.
Yeah,
and this one doesn't.
This one does not have an expanded spell list.
But let's compare this to like
Divine Soul.
Divine Soul.
I feel like this really hovers around that BC like sort of area. I'm not sure where it goes exactly. I'm kind of inclined to say C tier.
It feels like C tier. Is it good enough to just be a sorcerer that's incredibly hard to lock down and super safe starting at level 1, but has absolutely nothing else going for it compared to these sorcerers that are not safe and can be locked down but do have things going for them?
To be fair, this sorcerer gets a better resistance than Draconic at level 6.
Yeah, but it's like not like it doesn't matter that much.
No, it doesn't.
That's pretty low.
It's actually really funny how similar they are. Draconic gets flight at 14. This one gets.
For context, we put this in B tier for druids, which was about dead average.
This feels like a C for me then.
I'm almost.
Is there an argument to be made that like
it's D?
Like everything else should be like shunted up?
I don't think Clockwork hits S though.
No, Clockwork does not hit S.
Oh no, Clockwork can't hit S.
Maybe we. I almost feel like we need another like. I feel like we need another like
Giga
row.
F tier.
No, we need like another row here.
What if this is?
We need C plus tier, B minus.
What if this is D tier?
I don't think it is though.
You think it's that much better than Draconic and compared to
okay,
Divine
actually,
Soul
you know what?
Iron?
You know what? Draconic
C.5.
You could argue that Draconic might catch up to it at some point and maybe surpass
at 14th
it.
level.
Oh,
I do think.
yeah,
Okay,
but
I think
mean,
at 14th level it has now surpassed it, and at 18th level it has further surpassed it.
But like those levels are so far up there.
They are.
That's 13 levels of this being better than Draconic. Can we really put them in the same tier?
Okay, how much better is being able to bonus action like dash disengage than +3 AC and some health? Like, is it a tier better? Do you think?
Yes. Remember this one can also have the 3 AC just by casting Mage Armor, and the one health per level is not that much.
Okay, well then I think it goes in C tier.
Yeah, but
Divine Soul.
Compare it to Divine Soul,
Yeah, there's so much
which can cast cleric spells and stuff. I think
so much.
To me, this feels like a tier better than Draconic Soul, Draconic Bloodline, and a tier worse than Divine Soul. Which presents a problem because Favored Soul feels like a tier above Divine Soul, and Clockwork Soul feels like a tier above Favored Soul. Yet we don't feel like putting Clockwork. I think Clockwork Soul, by simply running out of real estate, has to get shunted to S.
What a dangerous game we're playing.
We're running out of real estate here.
I know exactly where you're coming from, though. I know exactly what you mean.
I have no rebuttal.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's so.
I think it's the correct thing to do right now, but on your head be it, Dan.
Fine,
this is going to pose a problem 1 week from today.
Oh, we're gonna come back next week and be like, "Why the fuck is this here?"
I mean, Clockwork Soul is very good.
It has probably one of the most compelling spell lists in the entire game.
There might not be anything better.
It crossed my. Alternatively, it did cross my mind, as mentioned in chat. We could drop Draconic to F. That does not sit well with me. Draconic is so much better than Giant Soul. It cannot go into F.
Yeah, like Draconic actually eventually becomes useful.
You know what? We could move everything down into
and then have Giant tier.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could just make fucking Giant tier.
I'm also okay with that.
No, I don't think Draconic deserves. Well, this is the issue now. Now we're getting into semantics. We've always said that F tier is like basically no good feature, and Draconic has good features. They just come way late.
I don't really care too much for having specific labels for each tier. Well, I just think sometimes some classes have a greater disparity than other classes, and if a class has a greater disparity, like Druids,
don't do it, Josh.
Druids have less.
I want Gargantuan tier so bad.
Listen, Druids have a pretty low disparity in their subclasses, which meant we only used 5 rows. We only used D through S. Sorcerers Sorcerers might have a bigger disparity, thus use more rows.
Well, then there's no reason by that argument, if the rows themselves have no implicit value outside of their relative value, then there's no reason not to put Clockwork Soul in S by definition.
That's kind of where I'm leaning.
I don't like it, but I will concede it at this point.
I think Bard had so much disparity between like Strixhaven tier and F tier that we had no choice but to add another row because there was such a massive disparity.
Yeah,
things
no,
in between.
I think I you know what? You're right. I think we just don't have enough space. I think we just have to go for it.
All right, we will see probably next week, unless this next one is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll see if this holds up. What is Mage of Quandrix?
This one. Our tier list is already is already like primed for disaster.
I know.
Oh, no.
One Strixhaven class is just gonna break it because this one is Sorcerer and Wizard only.
Oh no. Oh, it's a new one then.
It's a math magic one.
We haven't seen it. It could be awful.
For those who become mages of Quandrix, math and magic go hand in hand.
Guidance. I hate it.
Lol. Okay, let's see. You learn the cantrip Guidance and the first level spell Guiding Bolt. You learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown on the table below. Each of these spells counts as a class spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of spells you know. If you're a wizard, you can add these spells to your spellbook upon learning them without expending any gold and prepare them as well.
Oh, okay. That's how they did it.
Interesting.
Wait, why didn't they do that for the last one?
I don't know. So this class gets...
They don't let wizards get extra ones. Okay, that's fine.
This class gets Enlarge, Reduce, Spike Growth. We've sort of covered these already. Oh, I'm out of water. I'll be right back.
I'm not. Now I am. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back.
All right. I see Sean is gone.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So, Sean's not back.
How dare. These spells. Aura Vitality. I gotta quickly
That's the one that lets
verify
you
that one's...
Welcome back. Aura Vitality is the one. It's a concentration spell. It lets you restore 2d6 hit points as a bonus action.
So once per turn, you can restore 7 HP to someone within 30 feet of you, and it requires concentration. I remember this one being not very good, but it's a sorcerer that can heal, which makes it.
It is a sorcerer that can heal,
better.
and it can heal the exact amount that a sorcerer needs to heal, which is more than 0.
Yeah.
It does require to use your action and then your bonus action on that turn, which is fine, I guess. But the following turns are the ones where it feels better.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can't precast this because it's a 1-minute spell. You can't really precast it.
You can, but why?
It's not that easy to precast it. You'd have to
Listen,
know. Okay, there's a guy behind this door.
Mm-hmm.
No, Dan, you're missing it. You're missing it.
What?
You can double it to 2 minutes.
Oh, with extended spell. Amazing.
Huge.
Okay.
Amazing. I forgot about
Enlarge,
extended
Reduce,
spell.
Spike Growth, Aura Vitality, Haste, Control Water, Freedom of Movement, Circle of Power, and Pass Wall. I feel
Wow.
like A lot of
The
these
spells
spells
started good and then didn't.
they start
then
good and then they get worse, which is fine. Honestly, like these are the spells you'll be casting.
the 5th level and lower ones are all. I have no complaints there. They're all decent.
Can you
And then-
swap these out?
No.
No.
Okay.
You just
The
you just
control
get them.
water is very
You-
niche. Circle
you
of
also
power
get
is
guiding
actually
bolt.
is super niche. Pass wall is a mega niche. Freedom of movement is a little niche. It's like it comes up, I guess.
Okay.
Huh.
I mean, spike growth is like pretty okay.
It's
Aura
alright.
vitality is
Decent.
like can be useful,
That's
and the
good.
fact that you
For a
always have it.
For a sorcerer to have aura vitality is actually quite.
Yeah, it's
great.
really good, and I will say this: Aura Vitality is one of those spells that is like a pain in the ass to prepare because like you have so many other heals, you're not really sure when you'll need it. But for a sorcerer who this is your only source of being able to heal other people,
Yeah.
it's good, and you always know it because it's a sorcerer.
That's one more person in the party that can save someone.
That's why the ideal party is just like 4 wizards and 4 paladins.
I think the ideal party is a whole bunch of people that are useful, like wizards and barbarians, and they all happen to have healing word
Yeah.
somehow.
Pretty much. Okay. Let's see. So at level 1, you get functions of probability. By iterating on the mathematical patterns of reality, you can nudge chance to tilt around a creature. When you cast a spell using a spell slot that targets at least one creature, you can choose that creature or another creature within 30 feet of it, including yourself, and add one of the following effects. Okay? Diminishing function. The chosen creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC, or the creature must roll a d6, subtract the number rolled from the next attack roll it takes before the start of your next turn. Supplemental function. Once before the start of your next turn, the chosen creature can roll a d6 and add the number rolled to an attack roll or a saving throw of its choice. The creature can roll the d6 after seeing the d20, but must decide before any of the effects of the roll occur.
Wow. These are actually they're pretty low impact, but you could spam this every turn.
Yep, there's no limit on it. You just have to cast a spell.
Every
It's free.
single turn, you will get benefit from this forever. That's amazing.
This is a great one.
That's
this is
really
great.
good.
I like this a lot, even though it's kind of like annoying because the detrimental one, it's like, okay, you have to choose a creature and then it has to make a wisdom saving throw and then it has to roll a d6 and subtract it from So
This is about the power level of some of the ones we saw earlier, but those were use this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. This is infinite uses.
This is
No
the kind
bonus
of
action, no reaction, no nothing. It just happens.
This is the kind of ability that I like, where it's like there's no limitation on how many times you can use it. It's like not as high impact as some other abilities, but like it's just always applying, which is fun. Because it means you're always doing something with your subclass.
It's as much impact as some of the ones we saw earlier that were limited. So
I mean, yeah, that is also true.
Wow,
Okay.
like remember the one that was like one saving throw that you fail, add 2d4 to it. This one is slightly less impactful, but you can do it every single turn.
You feel like the diminishing one is strictly worse. It is strictly worse. Straight up.
Yeah, unless you're
Disagree.
very afraid. If you're very afraid of taking damage as opposed to dealing damage, like what if a big monster wants to hit like once or twice per turn for a lot, as opposed to your party just doing a whole bunch of little attacks? It's more impactful to make one big attack miss.
And in addition to that, the d6 that you give to someone is only for one turn, so you need to have someone within 30 feet of the target that is going to either make a saving throw or make an attack roll in the next turn.
Which is pretty common if you choose a melee character. Or something.
Pretty common, but not
pretty
universal.
The saving throw is
technically.
the saving throw
I
part
would
is
say that
niche.
the only thing about
Yeah.
the diminishing function is that they have to make a wisdom saving throw and they might succeed on it.
Oh, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah, but you can keep spamming that, and
But,
if
like,
someone's
to be-
dumb, they might use their legendaries as something.
To be fair though, like there's no limit on it, which makes it much easier to just like choose depending on the situation, which is really nice.
I like that you can apply diminishing function to yourself.
Yes, you can apply it to your friends if you
Wow.
want to.
Yeah.
If you're playing with the optional rule that lets sorcerers, cast 2 spells in one turn, then you could do this twice in one turn, but not inherently you
that's
cannot.
pretty funny.
I
Okay.
like playing. I feel like if I should start anytime I have a campaign, I'm just going to have that as the rule. And in my new campaign, that's allowed.
Fair enough.
Where I got rid of the only 1 spell per turn rule.
At level 6, I almost feel like if it comes into the game at any point, it should at least just be like an epic boon or something, right? Like it feels like at that level, it doesn't really matter that you can cast 2 spells in one turn.
Yeah, you only have so many spell slots anyway.
Anyway, you learn to manipulate the kinetic formulas that alter the velocity of another creature. When a creature you can see starts its turn or moves to a space within 30 feet of you, you can you can use your reaction to force the creature to make a charisma save against your spell save DC, which it can choose to fail.
Did Matt Mercer write this?
On a failure, the creature is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you.
Oh, better than
uses
Mercer.
a number of times equal to a proficiency bonus.
That's great, and it doesn't make you use sorcery points because, of course, it wouldn't.
Well, it can't. That's the nice thing about these classes. They can't ask you to use sorcery points.
Wait, I love that. That's really funny.
Oh, that is good.
Like the previous one meant you can get away from things. This one means you can make people get away from you.
To be fair, though,
it has to also be within 30 feet of you. Where are you moving people?
Yeah, you're moving them. And it's always it's always on their turn, so you can't move them. I guess
the question is at what point can you do this? Because it says moves to a space within 30 feet of you. That could be any space within 30 feet of you. It could be they move within 5, like they're 30 feet away. They move right up to you, and then you just go, and they're right back.
Well, that's the ideal scenario because you can do this before they attack.
Yeah.
So they walk up to you, and then you just say, "No, actually, you moved 25 feet towards me, or some bullshit, or 30 feet towards me, and now you're far away again."
But if that fails, then you have to do some shenanigans to get it to work. Because otherwise, on the next turn, if they start their turn next to you, you can pop them 30 feet away, and then they'll run up to you.
Yeah, you're right.
But you can get around that with like disengaged shenanigans potentially, but it's a little bit clunky.
This is distinctly worse than just having a dash disengage.
Yeah. Yes.
I think a lot worse.
More fun, but worse.
It is way more fun.
And you know what? Actually, no. I think I found it.
Oh no!
I think I know what it is.
I don't know if it's more fun than being able to run 60 feet away while disengaging.
Well, no. So what you do is you if you're if you're within 30 feet of your meleeer, you just pop them next to your meleeer, and then they get an attack of opportunity.
You plop them next to the fucking barbarian.
That's it.
That's
or
funny.
your polearm
That's
expert.
That actually increases the use case of it so much.
Yeah, actually, true. Okay. You've upped it a good bit. I don't necessarily think it's
really
worse.
funny.
It's so good.
It is objectively funny. And that sometimes is all it takes.
Oh, I love it.
Could you fight that guy instead?
Right? And like the thing is, they can still charge you. But
imagine if they didn't have the movement speed to get to you, and then suddenly you teleport to an ally, and like, oh, I guess I can use my attacks now.
Yeah, that's the extra funny thing.
Reaction isn't used by Sorcerer much. No. So the only thing you were really using reactions for as a Sorcerer is using Counterspell.
Nope. Shield.
Or shield.
And absorb elements if you can.
But you don't need to cast shield if the only enemy that can attack you is next to your barbarian all of a sudden. This is... Okay. I do like this because it is low-key an aggro control mechanic.
It's not game-breaking, but I love it so much.
It's so funny.
I will say,
and like,
the punishment of them succeeding the save is they're next to you and you can't cast shield.
Oh, do you want to know what, actually?
That's rough.
I feel like I would read this in that you could also place them 30 feet above you.
I actually thought about that. I don't... Yeah. I mean, that's 3d6 damage.
Yeah.
Listen,
reaction
3d6 damage is not a lot of damage, but the humiliation is eternal.
Yeah. I agree.
They also, depending on rulings of falling, they might fall prone.
True. Just the concept of you falling and you're just still on your fucking feet, like bonk.
And then the next turn they might have to spend 15 feet to get up, and they won't be able to reach you because you're 30 feet up away.
Pretty funny.
It's good. It's a really good feature.
Okay. At 14th level, you can choose one of these two abilities to take. Oh God.
Oh, they're coming for you, Dan.
I wanted to keep my window open. It's getting hot in here, but no. Guess I can't.
Dude, you gotta get out of there.
Through null equation,
your tail.
you get Once per turn, immediately after dealing damage to a creature, you can force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failure, the creature has disadvantage on Strength and Dexterity saving throws, and its weapon attacks deal only half damage. These effects last until the start of your next turn.
Oh, I hate it. Oh no, that
This is
last
a
part's
rough one.
good.
This is a rough one because the effects are good, but it's a con save.
Immediately after dealing. Why? I know why.
It's for
but why in
other
the world?
people.
Oh, I hate it. It doesn't help you at all to fireball them.
Well, so this is the thing: is it actually can, because all you do is quicken a firebolt and then you have it.
I like this more now.
Yes,
Thank
okay.
you.
I missed it. What was
Okay.
this?
Immediately after dealing damage to a creature, you can force them to make a con save, and if they fail, they have disadvantage on dexterity and strength saving throws, and their weapon attacks only deal half damage. These effects last until the start of your next turn.
Why a con save? Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
To make into the start. I see. So it doesn't help your next fireball.
Correct.
That's fine.
Unless, as Josh pointed out, you firebolt them and then quicken a fire spell.
Ah.
That's
and it's once per turn. I see. That's really good lockdown.
This is also a really good team ability.
Which sorcerers really
it helps out your other casters a ton. Helps out your grappler. No, I don't know.
It's like a weaken effect. Yeah, this is the kind of effect I wish Rangers had more of, where they would just be the prime debuffers in a party.
I mean, half damage is really nice.
That's huge.
And you get tons of uses.
And it stacks with resistance.
Yeah.
Because it's not resistance.
Man, all these features are really good.
Yeah.
Okay, 14th level. You can this one you can also choose at 14 for Sorcerer. So you can choose which one.
Oh, so you're gonna have to choose one of these.
One at 14, one at 18. Pick your choice.
You gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Okay, all right.
Ooh.
Additionally, you can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain, but you take 1d10 force damage for every 5 feet you move while inside another creature or object. If you end your turn inside a creature or an object, you are shunted into the nearest unoccupied space you last occupied. Okay.
Wait, it's not like you take damage when being shunted. You just constantly take damage.
Yeah, it hurts.
That's funny. Every other spell has been you take damage only if you end your turn.
Mm-hmm. But this one has no limits. I think that's why.
Yeah, you can just move into a Tarrasque.
Literally, for the entirety of the rest of your existence, you can move through stuff.
This is so funny. Quantum tunneling.
Forever.
Yeah.
You can always... Wow.
You just need a lot of healing.
This would be the funniest thing out of combat. Just walk through all your friends being like, hey. You're like, stop that, stop. Ew.
Okay,
go through the ground.
I feel like it says if you end your turn inside a creature or an object, you're shunted. That means you can never be eaten.
Not true, because those all say restrained?
No, nothing about this says that. They actually straight up, by the rules as written, Dan is correct.
Huh.
You cannot be eaten by creatures anymore.
If you this is so funny. It's just not intended, but it absolutely works.
Now, unfortunately, this does mean no more shenanigans like I did, where I went inside a creature and blew them up from the inside.
That's too funny. That's incredible.
Good. Remember when my character teleported themselves inside the Tarrasque?
I do remember that, Dan.
I do indeed.
And then I used some broken spell you designed or some shit. I don't remember.
The person who wrote this feature looked at all the other sorcerers and was like, flight is boring, I can do better. We're gonna go through the ground instead of going into the sky.
Yeah. Which one of these is better? I think quantum tunneling is the better one, but the other one's also really good.
They're both good, I think. But quantum tunneling, I think you're gonna get more general use out of, just because you
might be able to judge your playstyle. Are you ever getting melee attacked?
That's very true. Yeah.
Do you know what else is interesting? Is the force damage can be reduced or removed.
It can
in any way.
Oh.
Do sorcerers get invulnerability?
Can you imagine what it would be like? Well, okay. To be fair, you have to end. If you end your turn inside an object, you still get shunted.
Wizard only.
Sad. Very sad. Big sad.
Oh, I forgot that you get shunted if you end your turn there. Damn it. Oh well.
But yeah, I would say that this This is easily the best featured list we've ever seen in a sorcerer subclass.
And maybe third or fourth best spell list.
Yeah, that's also true. It's not that impressive, but the early spells are good. So
is that spell list better than the one that gets like one cleric spell and access to the cleric list? Which one do we value more? Can you look at the spells again?
For which one?
This one.
This one?
Like,
okay.
This one gets Aura of Vitality, so it has a heal.
It does.
And it gets
it's a bad heal, but it's a heal.
I honestly think like at a certain point you're gonna use like 3 of these spells. These spells aren't that good.
Yeah.
Like Guiding Bolt quickly becomes pretty obsolete. Spike Growth takes a little longer, but still obsolete. But like Aura Vitality, Haste, and Enlarge Reduce are always useful because Enlarge Reduce for humor.
You put Enlarge, okay.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
We're talking about power tier. Okay, yeah, sure.
Also,
continue.
being able to make your gnome tiny and they can walk into hidey places is really funny.
God.
Oh my god.
This fucking guy.
It's a great spell, trust me. But anyway, there's not that many good spells here.
No, I would not say that they're stellar.
I think this spell list is but they still do get that one spell list.
Yeah, the fact that they get a spell list at all makes them a lot better than some of the other ones.
I think its spell list is honestly pretty equal in power level to Divine Soul.
Maybe a little worse, but
a little worse probably,
but pretty damn close.
Yeah, and then the feature set is like objectively just way better.
Way better. I think it's got to be. You got to compare this to Clockwork Soul, realistically.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I am in agreement, and I think that the spell list is much worse, but the feature list is much better.
Wall of Force.
Wall of Force is so good though. But hey, listen, if you're a mage of Quandrix, you can walk through a Wall of Force.
Whoa!
Wait, what?
Quantum tunneling.
It says objects, but doesn't Wall of Force say you can't like
That's a good question.
Does it stop magical stuff? I have no idea.
Let's take a look. Nothing can pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage, can't be dispelled by dispel magic. It disintegrates spells, destroys it instantly. Blocks travel into the ethereal plane.
That's more specific than you can pass through objects, right? Nothing. Yeah. You can pass through objects versus nothing can pass through the Wall of Force.
Yeah,
I think you can't walk through it.
Explicitly nothing.
One applies to all objects and one applies specifically to the Wall of Force. I think you can't walk through it.
Well, the Clockwork. I'm looking at the sorcerer spell list in general, and there are definitely enough spells that like you can find a whole bunch of random utility spells and still make use of all the Clockwork Soul spells and shit. Clockwork Soul lets you take a whole bunch of random wizard shit too, don't they? And warlock shit.
Yes, exactly. It was the wizard and something else spell list that was like abjuration and some other crazy.
Yeah, so you get 2 cleric spells essentially, an aid and greater restoration, and then a lot of the good wizard spells.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they get a heal.
Yeah, they also get a heal. So the Clockwork is way better spells.
They get the most utility. They get the most damaging spells.
What the fuck? What other features does Clockwork get?
Not much.
Not a lot. You can abjure people, which is not good.
Yeah, their 6th level was trash. Their 1st level was okay.
Attack rolls can't benefit whenever you make an attack roll ability check, a saving throw 9 or lower is a 10.
Oh, and their 18th was fantastic. And their 14th was decent. Oh, no. Because I think Clockwork might beat out or at least tie at low levels and then win at high levels. Hot take. Except for that 6th level.
Look at. So
maybe I have to compare it to Favored Soul.
Really good. If you compare the 2 1st level abilities, Functions of Probability is a lot better, in my opinion. Like a lot better. Like Restore Balance is like slightly better than a D6, but you only get the number of times equal to proficiency bonus. The other one's a D6 and you get an infinite time. So yeah, it's a lot better.
Like Restore Balance is more niche.
Yeah. So winner there, Mage. And then Bastion of Law, obvious winner for Mage. That's like
Easy win.
Velocity Shift's awesome, and Bastion of Law is really boring and terrible and never is going to be used. 14th level, we seem to recall that one could be wasted, but is generally going to be a nice passive bonus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good. No, yeah, that was actually quite good. Yeah, if you're going to utilize your attack rolls, although casters don't want to utilize attack rolls very much.
Not always, but at the very least, it's
At 14th
solid
level, you're not using
Yeah.
attack rolls very much.
Probably not, but it's solidly defensive and can be good offensive.
Yeah, and then the Mage Prismari gets like a really awesome option of just resistant to all damage, which is definitely better defensively than the other one, I think. But like they're more comparable than some of the other lists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, quantum tunneling opens up so many funny options for out of combat like exploration. Just like walks through dungeon, walks through walls.
They're not far off.
But then 18th level, like I would definitely take Clockwork, Calva, whatever over Null Equation, but Null Equation is also really good.
I would take Clockwork, that word, over either of the other two.
I'm assuming Null Equation just because we already took the other one.
Probably, yeah.
Whatever, I don't know.
But yeah.
But yeah, the spell list for Clockwork though is really nice, like
It's
amazing.
So good. It's like
Here's-
I said,
I
think
both have one heal, so that's equal. I think.
Mhm.
Clockwork gets some restoration, so that's a little bit of advantage there.
like the
and then-
fact of the matter is like Clockwork Soul at what's it called
9th level.
9th level, no 7th level gets polymorph.
I mean, every sorcerer can take polymorph.
I know, but you get it for free.
Well, which brings up, how many spells does the other one get? Like spells known.
Mage of Quandrix, 1, 2, 3, 4,
9
5, 6, 7, 8,
plus a
9.
cantrip.
9
plus a cantrip, which is the same.
Clockwork gets 10, no cantrip.
Oh.
However, the quality of spells for Quandrix is notably less, and you cannot replace. So you're going to be stuck with, I would say, about 5 spells that you don't like. So it's really like 25 spells versus 20 spells. And once we get to the end game, you know.
Can we shift this
at
to
9th level?
Because they're not far off.
What at 9th level? How many sorcerer spells do they each have? Yeah.
I want to know if, well, I still think Clockwork probably wins out, but in terms of tier, I think it almost depends on where Favored Soul is relative to
20 spells versus 15.
the other one, relative to Quandrix.
You think Clockwork Soul still is ahead?
Weirdly, yes.
Quandrix?
Only because of the spells.
Weirdly,
It's a little bit
I
unfortunate.
I feel pretty similarly.
I actually kind of feel the opposite.
Really?
I think if it wasn't for Wall of Force as the only outstanding spell I can think of on their list, Quandrix would be so strong that it might be a tier above Clockwork. I cannot think of another Clockwork Soul spell that's that impactful. Greater Restoration is, in my opinion, not that impactful.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the next best one on this list.
Yeah, but it was the Abjuration and such spells.
And we looked at those.
They were all good, but many of those you can
Most
take
of those were available.
to.
What was good but not available?
That's a good point. Oh, I've already forgotten. God damn it, Dan.
Oh God.
I'm looking it up.
What was it? Abjuration and
Transmutation.
thank you.
So here's Clockwork Soul spells that you could take that you don't normally have. Armor of Agathis, Longstrider, boo. Magnify Gravity, I have no idea. Snare, I think boo.
Arcane Lock at 2nd level. Ooh. Immovable Object. Oh, that's the broken new spell that Matt Mercer should not have printed, or someone else should not have printed.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we can ignore that.
We can ignore that. Rope Trick, Skywrite. Okay, then we're at the 3rd level. Glyph of Warding, Magic Circle, Remove Curse, Tiny Servant. These are all still really not impactful. 4th level, Control Water, Elemental Bane, Fabricate, more Warding Cannons, Private Sanctum, Stone Shape, also all unimpactful. 5th level, Control Winds, Pass Wall, Planar Binding, Temporal Shunt, Transmute Rock. Nothing here is good.
Fair.
The only thing they get is fucking Greater Restoration and Wall of Force. Everything else is like niche and not impactful.
And any other sorcerer spells that they so choose, because they can swap those into this spell list. So really,
they get
it's kind of more like they get more spells known rather than they get better spells, on the basis that some of the spells known from Quandrix you won't give two fucks about. So that's actually
a few of the ones from Quandrix, like I think like 5 of them you don't give a fuck about. So basically at 9th level, Clockwork Sorcerer is a sorcerer with 20 spells that you might like, and the other one, Quandrix, is 15, about 14 or 15 spells you might like.
Yeah,
which is a noticeably less. And then you're stuck with like 5 or 6 spells that you're like.
I mean, do you think that they're just in the same tier?
You know, if we want to go that way, then probably.
Because I'm kind of inclined.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, a little bit of extra utility plus Wall of Force, as opposed to the other one with just stronger features. I'm okay with evening it out.
Yeah, just having that. I think that the difference. I think you're right. I think that Wall of Force is really like what's making Clockwork like stick up so far. And if you removed it, I think it probably would be a tier below. But because you've added it in, I think they balance it a little.
Wall of Force is really good.
Sure is, but
we haven't abused Wall of Force in forever.
I know. I think we did it so much.
Sorcerers. What?
For good reason.
No, literally the reason we haven't abused Wall of Force is because I haven't played a wizard in a hot second.
Yeah, that's true.
It's literally because of me.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like nobody really plays wizards except for you at this point.
Nobody fucks around with Wall of Force.
In our wizard campaign, how much did we use Wall of Force? We didn't use
I used it a lot. I also used it a lot when I also used it a shit ton when I played Bard.
Yeah,
because I stole it, right? So it's I think I'm the only one who really is like, yeah, Wall of Force OP.
Yeah, Wall of Force.
In both wizard campaigns, we used it a lot.
Phoenix Sorcery, I'm excited for. I played a Phoenix Sorcerer in a one shot. Remember, I did like 1 million damage in one turn.
Yeah, what is this? What is this?
I'm gonna take a sneak peek before we rate it.
What?
You can take a sneak peek. It's all about Mantle of Flame, baby.
Let's see, Mantle of Flame.
It doesn't work. It works with Scorching Ray. That's all you need to know.
Oh, I see it. I see it. This is the Evocation Wizard Magic Missile problem.
Oh no. Yep. Great. All right, that's gonna be a nightmare. Looking forward to it.
What do you think Evocation Wizard is gonna go? Like, is it just gonna be plopped into S tier for being able to pump out 60 damage for free?
This is literally just gonna be the Fire Sorcerer, and they do fire spells really well. But I remember there were some clunky things about Phoenix Sorcerer.
Sorcerers always feel exceedingly clunky to me.
There was just some wordings that, like, there was a few things in it that made it not super satisfying.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think? I think the problem with sorcerers is sorcerers have a bad level curve. Like 1/6/14 is atrocious.
Yes. Josh, to answer your evocation question, do you know what else? Do you remember that cleric where that was so powerful it got its own tier because it could maximize fireball? Do you know what else evocation wizards get?
Oh, what did they get?
The ability to maximize a spell.
Yeah, but 5th level or lower.
Oh no, they can only maximize a cone of cold.
But chain lightning.
Yeah. You They're both, oh shit! Both of those are going to be
Okay,
way
well,
up
take
there.
a good look because this is the current state of
the one I
tier
played
list.
is almost guaranteed to be in the highest tier.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But Phoenix Sorcerer, I have a disappointing revelation. It does not get flying at 14th level. It gets
Sad.
It gets flying at 18th level.
At 18, how are we gonna live, Dan?
It's just the fact of life that sorcerers fly.
My fucking god. Okay, I'm gonna put up the stream ending screen.
Okay.
Oh man, we have a good distribution right now.
Yeah.
Two in S, 1 in A, 2 in B, 1 in C, 1 in D, 1 in F.
Huh.
This is about as equal as it could be right now.
Yep.
I think you're right though. I think this means that sorcerers just have a big disparity.
We'll see. I mean, like obviously,
yeah.
Giant Soul offers very, very little compared to
Giant Soul is just so fucking funny.
Yeah. At least Giant Soul gives you 3 spells.
Yeah, I mean that is true. It's more than Draconic Bloodline gives you.
And yet Draconic Bloodline can fly and do other things. Clockwork can't fly, can it?
That tier list bread, yep.
I can't believe we have an S tier sorcerer that can't fly.
No, we have an S tier sorcerer that can't fly. Actually, I think both S tier sorcerers can't fly. Except one can burrow through the ground, so that's sort of like flying.
Anti-fly.
And then get shunted back up.
Shoop.
Very interesting.
We'll see you next week for part 2 of Sorcerers then.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
See ya.